Look at the last two videos.
30 seconds.
Did you ever think you would make it? I feel I'm so close I could taste sweet victory. I know this life meant for me.
Adam, what's your point? The future looks bright.
My handshake is better than anything I ever saw. It's right here.
You are a one-of-one?
My son's right about
I don't think I've ever said this before.
Channel.
All right, so I hope you had a good morning because John Bolton did not. His house was raided this morning at 7 a.m., folks. So whatever you got going on, if you just got a speeding ticket, if you just got into an argument with your wife, with your husband, if you went to Starbucks and you asked for a London Fog and they gave you some BS coffee that's bitter, doesn't taste good, if this morning you woke up, you have a flat tire because somebody slashed your tire, there's a man named John that just got raided by the FBI this morning. So have a wonderful day, everybody. Gavin Newsom is celebrating what happened to him yesterday. He's on top of the world, the gerrymandering Mother Newsom going out there celebrating. You know, he's excited. He's excited about what he's got going on, but we got a lot of stuff to say about him. This Jubilee thing, there was Amanda Seals that Vinny wants to show the clip, which we will.
Clinic.
Walmart against Target. We didn't talk about it last time. We will today. Military preparing attacks on Mexican cartels. It's happening, apparently.
Yes.
Target stock plunges 7% as a new CEO pick disappointed Wall Street. Cracker Barrel, CEO gets up there. I found a clip of a Cracker Barrel talking to Michael Strahan about the decision. It's like, everybody likes it. Our employees like it. Customers like it. Stock market does not like it, lady. I don't think she gets it. Christian Revival, Believe in God, triples amongst 18 to 24-year-olds. We didn't cover it. We will today. Young adults say friendship is getting too expensive. We're going to cover it today. Ashley St. Clair, we're going to cover it today. Trump orders Pentagon to deploy 3 warships against Latin American drug cartels. Goes back to the top story. D.C. Police Union boss says officers fudged crime data under orders from suppliers. Walmart wins over more shoppers as tariff push prices higher. Fired L.A. chief, fire chief, who was blasted for slow response to deadly fires, sues the city. Are you kidding me? Sues the city. Gavin Newsom's trying to become Donald Trump, failing miserably because he is not Donald Trump, but he's trying really hard and he's trying to be a tough guy. Like this is, maybe it's because he's in Hollywood for so long in California that he's like, you know what? What role am I going to play this year? This year I'm going to play Training Day. I'm going to be a tough guy, No, you know what? We're going to watch Godfather. I'm going to be this year. No, you know who I'm going to be? I'm going to be Ronald Reagan because I just watched Dennis Quaid. So right after the election, I'm centrist. I'm open, folks. Let's talk to Republicans and Democrats. Let's all get along. But
it's actually probably the best take ever. On Gavin Newsom
today,
the chameleon.
Fellow Wimpocrat Joe Scarborough's telling him
he's just trying to get along and trying to act like a tough guy that's not working out for him. Anthony Weiner, it's ridiculous to get me charged with a crime and to do prison sentence for the things I did. You got to love the guy, man. Major retailer says no. California plus 0 punches. Outlining economic reality. That's Lemonis, right? Marcus Lemonis, the chairman, I believe, of the RV company and Bed Bath & Beyond, came out and just called out. Newsom says, what are you talking about, guy? What is this level of arrogance that you have? We got a couple other stories as well that we'll get into. How many of you guys remember the movie Basic Instinct? Remember that movie with, there's a lot of interesting scenes in that movie where I think they're doing a Basic Instinct 2.
There's only one interesting scene in that movie.
No, there's quite a few. It's actually, I told you one time I'm on a flight. I'm like, I haven't seen this movie for 20-some years.
Oh, God.
I'm watching the movie. People are looking at me saying, why is this guy watching porn on a flight? I'm like, I'm not watching porn. It's just a movie that the guy wrote many, many years ago. Okay. All right, next, a couple other stories. Cracker Barrel, we got to touch it. New York Appeals Court throws out the $500 million penalty against Trump and Letitia James. Civil, she is so upset. And then we got a couple other things that may be happening. Now, Chris Pratt, there's a clip. We'll get to that as well. I got a handful of other clips I really, really want to show it to you guys. Hopefully, we will have the time. Having said that, some good news for you. Number one, you can officially go to the PBD Podcast Circle on Monect, and you have the option of having 3 different categories. Category 1, you simply get the notes for free. You don't pay for it. It's tier number 1. Tier 2, if you want to be able to comment and post, certain things in there, you can go to tier 2. Tier 3, is something that you can post videos. You get a bunch of other added benefits for Tier 3. But for some of you guys that want the notes that we're going through, it's free now officially for you. Go to my next Circle PBD podcast. Find it, download the app, go to it. Every single time we do the podcast, you get the notes. You can follow through with us while we're going through all these notes, the addendum, the stories, and some of the stuff that we don't even cover for free. So download Connect, go to PBD Podcast Circle. You choose to do freemium or comment or videos, totally up to you. You'll at least get the notes. Next, a lot of you guys were asking about, we hadn't done a new series of signing the books, schedule, craziness, call it whatever you want to call it. The team came, sat me down. I signed hundreds of books. And here's what we're doing today, as well as the new signed books with the new Valuetainment red hats that we got signed here. Anybody that orders the Valuetainment red hats, you're getting a free keychain. We got 2 of them right there. One is home team. One is myself. Go ahead and get them. They're signed. Limited edition for these. These are not a lot of them. You can get these signed hats that'll be sent over to you. The first 5 that order the signed copies of either your next 5 moves or choose your enemies wisely, the sales team will contact you. You'll be able to tell us what name you want us to write it out to with a special note instead of just a signature. The first 5 that place an order, it'll be made out to you. Pick and choose, order the book. We will personalize it to you, but it's the first 5 orders. So go to vtmerch.com, place your order, and I think when you order the books, you get 4,
bookmarks.
Bookmarks.
For
you
each
get
book.
all those 4 bookmarks that'll be sent to you as well. And the hat, the free keychain, Future Looks Bright, sick keychain. Having said that, let's get right into it. All right. I want to go to the John Bolton story. First thing this morning, Rob, if you want to play this clip here. So John Bolton this morning is not at the house, by the way, similar to how President Trump wasn't at the house when they went to Mar-a-Lago and the FBI raided his home. Well, this is what happened to John Bolton, and that's probably exactly what he looked like when he found out that the FBI showed up. Go ahead, Rob.
The Fox News alert, we're just learning the FBI agents have raided the Maryland home of former Trump National Security Advisor John Bolton. It happened at 7 a.m. this morning.
Shortly after the raid began, FBI Director Kash Patel posting on X, quote, "No one is above the law. FBI agents on a mission."
David Spunt joins us now with more on this breaking news. Hey, David.
Hey, guys, not much we can say at this point, but information will continue to develop. As you mentioned, about 7 o'clock this morning, FBI agents raided Ambassador Bolton's home. Notable, we're being told by 2 government sources that they are looking for classified documents as part of a potential leak investigation. We're told that Ambassador Bolton is not in custody. He's not under arrest, but it is notable they are at his Maryland home right now. We don't know how many agents are there. We're waiting to get a picture of the scene coming in right now, but we're told Ambassador Bolton, who was just on TV on another network a couple days ago talking about the Russia-Putin-Trump summit, is now under FBI investigation. Now, I want
to... Okay, Tom, thoughts?
Well, you know what?
Okay, Vinny, thoughts?
No.
Tom, you're going to say something.
I do. Well, you know what? FAFO. You know, you wrote a memoir, you leaked information, you were a pain in the neck during the last year of his administration. You got the Biden administration to actually drop the suit that the Trump administration Justice Department brought against you. Biden walks in, Justice Department, John Bolton, any enemy of my enemy is my friend, is what he does, and Biden does it. And so now they're going around. Now, the headlines are going to be, Trump is going after his enemies. Authoritarianism returns to the streets of America. No. This guy was a leaker. This guy was a national security guy. This guy was not good. This guy was like the hidden ghost of soul of the Warhawks trying to get things.
That's where I was going to go.
Even The Onion made fun of him. The Onion made fun of him once where they had this picture that said, John Bolton stumbles into Capitol claiming Iran shot him and we must retaliate.
That's funny.
That's what he's saying. So I was just shot in the parking lot by Iran. Let's nuke him.
Here's what some people said this morning about it. Kash Patel said, no one is above the law. FBI agents on mission. Dan Bongino said, public corruption will not be tolerated. Pam Bondi said, America's safety isn't negotiable. Justice will be pursued always. Megan Hayes from CNN, a Biden advisor, said, seems extremely political, extremely petty, suggested it smacks of pure revenge and represents poor use of FBI resources. Vinny, what do you think?
Well, first of all, it drives me nuts
that the other side has the freaking gall to even talk about, oh, they're using the law to come after. No. That's what Letitia James, that's what all these people were doing for Trump for years. Now, I was celebrating in my car, Tom, on the way. And by the way, they were looking for documents. They're probably hiding in his mustache. But this guy is the epitome. This is the epitome, Tom. When they talk about the swamp.
I'm with you. Preach.
Yeah, when they talk about the deep state, when they talk about the swamp, that's the guy. That is the face of the deep state. Okay, he wanted war with everybody. War with Iran, war with North Korea, war with Venezuela. Doesn't matter. He's that guy. He wanted the war. Then he blew up Trump's North Korea talks by running his mouth. He called it the Libya model, Tom, where he said
intentionally he did it.
Yeah, he said he basically telling Kim Jong-un, "You're next," right?
Yeah, well, Trump's heading over there.
Yeah, exactly. And then he fought Trump on Afghanistan. He blocked the peace deals. And then you write a book talking crap about Trump and going after him. And it's like, this is the problem. I just hope.
And leaking facts in the book that got him sued by Trump's Justice Department.
And good for him. I just hope, and mind you, again, guys, we're less than 1 year in. They're making all these promises. Let's put the Epstein and all that stuff aside. I hope this is the beginning of everything else coming after it. The Hillary, the Bill, everybody that did something illegal. We want accountability. I'm happy it's starting with this guy, but I hope it doesn't finish. I hope it keeps going.
Well, John Bolton is known for war first, ask questions later. Trump is all about Bob Barker, let's make a deal. So these guys have clashed since day one. The craziest thing is Trump hired him as his national security advisor. Like, if there's any difference between the first term with Trump and second term with Trump, Trump's bench that he was dealing with back then was so limited and so just not with talent and people that were on his side. You would hire a vocal critic of Trump. Now Trump is like, who the hell are you? Why the hell are you here? Here's a guy who's made a career of bashing Trump in the last decade. And now, I don't know, some are calling it retribution. We'll see what happens here, but no man is above the law.
But Adam, and you said this before, and I've heard other people argue the fact where they're like, well, he assigned him, just like Christopher Wray. They're like, well, if he's such a corrupt guy, and it's like, well, Trump, when he first won, Trump had no idea.
Yeah, no idea.
Tom, Adam, you feel me? Yeah. You just show up and you're like, okay. And you know what they say? The people in Washington go, hey, that's a great guy. Yeah. Christopher Wray, hire them. But that's a great point.
Exactly. Eric Trump was on this podcast and said what happened the first time versus the second time with the people we put in to vet our selection is night and day. I believe that was a quote. It was night and day. And for people in the Dems to get up and say, oh, this is a terrible use of FBI resources. Remember who were the buffoons that sent those same FBI resources to Mar-a-Lago to find nothing.
Yeah. And raid Roger Stone's house.
Pat, let me ask
6 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, watch out, Pat, your computer.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, you saved its life.
Tell me.
Pat, I don't think anyone's shocked by this. It's like, what? John Bolton? Why do you think this happened today?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if this guy's in my top 50 list of people to go after. I don't know. When your guy sends me a message this morning on Manect, he got into trouble. He hasn't drank for 3 years. He is at an airport. He drinks. It's public. Video goes viral. He's asking me, how do I handle this? We're having a conversation together, one of our clients. And he screwed up, right? And as we all do, okay? But this is a big screw up. He hasn't drank for 3 years. And somebody who has drinking issues, or you've tried to get off alcohol, you know how tough it is. You say, I can get away with just one glass of wine or whatever, and the next thing you know, you're on stage, dancing around the pole, and people are saying, wait a minute, that's my accountant. And, so now...
Careful with your taxes. So
money, he's like, save that money.
Yeah. This is the most entertaining accountant I've ever had. I'm always audited, but damn, this guy's fun to be around.
Something tells me you're
but let me tell you.
Weave right now and get back to
so let me tell you how this thing works. So the whole point is, sometimes it's redirect. Sometimes it's, look over there.
Exactly.
Holy shit, guys, what are we doing here?
Exactly.
And sometimes it's look over there and really look over there because something's there. So if they go after this guy and they find something and he has some stuff, guess what? They're going to look good. But if they go raid his house and they find nothing, they're going to look just like, what was the guy that did it here? The judge that went after Mar-a-Lago and says, this wasn't Biden. This was my choice. I made the decision to go after a president because we had to find out what was going to happen. And they did that to a president. So people on the left, that's like, I can't believe he's going after John Bolton. If Trump did this at Biden's house, and they went to Biden's house. Okay, now that's retribution, But if you notice, Trump's been fairly nice to Biden, okay? He's not necessarily been like Obama. Every time Obama was like what? Why, it's what I inherited. It's administration I inherited. It's administration I inherited. And all these liberals get up and they say, well, you don't ever blame the previous one. It's all Obama did for the first 4 years. It's all, go back and play the tapes. It's out there.
About Bush.
Everything was about Bush's fault. Bush's fault. Bush's fault. Bush's fault. Bush's fault. It's like, dude, kudos to Bush. Love him or hate him. When he became president and he got out, never said anything. He said nothing from that day till today. Yes, 9/11. Yes, all this other stuff. The guy, for the most part, has been a what's the word? Non-influential player in the last, what is the NPC? He's not been somebody that's been that influential. So I don't know what they're doing here. Maybe there is something there. Maybe it's redirecting. Maybe it's misdirection. Whatever it is, time will tell. And we'll know within a month or 2 or 3 months that something was there or not.
I agree. It's a risk. You could be, you come unglued with Letitia James. You don't want to be Letitia James by mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I agree. You don't want to do that.
So out of the list, him being on one of them.
Him down there, yeah.
Him down there. Him downstairs. Him, John Bolton, John Brennan, Hillary Clinton, all of the cases that they're going to talk about, the indictments are coming. They're going to be talking to everybody. They're going to have everybody, in court, the deposition that they have to do. Out of what percentage you give one person going to jail? One. Getting indicted and actually seeing prison.
I actually think there's a 25% chance someone's going to jail.
That's pretty high.
I think there's a 25% chance someone. I don't know who.
Exactly.
But I think someone.
We deserve one.
There will be a fall guy.
I think there's going to be someone that goes.
Much.
Who? I don't know. Let me tell you what's the weirdest thing. I had Michael Wolff on the other day. We had him for an hour. We had a podcast, and we've been speaking a lot lately because the interest in this topic. Last night, I'm watching the Ghislaine Maxwell documentary. Have you watched it?
On Netflix?
Tom, have you watched it on Netflix?
No, I've not. Maxwell on Netflix.
Highly recommend you go watch it. Highly recommend you go watch it. Let me say it again. Highly recommend you go watch it.
Yeah.
Okay. We were glued to the screen, me, my dad, and my son, okay? Just watching, how Epstein was the replacement of her father the day her father died, how close her and her father were, and some of the things that he taught her. Some things that I never knew about her, their methods, some of the clients that were talking when they were taking them upstairs, and literally they would bring 16-year-old girls upstairs to their penthouse. Hey, can you bring the clothes upstairs? And they would bring them upstairs, and they would go in their room, change in the robe, come out. So imagine the 16-year-old girl is sitting right there. They, right in front of her, start kissing each other, and they start fooling around. And then they would look at her and invite her, come join us. Like, that was their method of doing it, right? Very interesting when you see that. So for me, I talked to Michael Cohen a couple of days ago. We're having a conversation together about, what's really going on. And his position has changed. All of a sudden, now he's complimentary. All of a sudden, now he's, a little bit more complimentary to the president. All of a sudden, Hillary's complimentary to the president.
Weird. All
of a sudden, Joe Scarborough's complimentary. And I say Newsom's trying to be like Trump. All of a sudden, a lot of people are complimentary. So the moment people dramatically switch that aggressively, it's one of two things. There used to be a song, the head, player in charge. You can replace the player with another word. Yeah. And, that's the guy today. They either fear him, and he has the personality of saying, do something, I will destroy you. Play along, we'll be friends. But I swear to God, if you do something, I will destroy you. And they believe him. Yep. There's a big difference when you build a reputation like that. To be who he is today took 40 years of building that reputation in the marketplace. You're feared, you're hated, you're an asshole, and you're comfortable being that person. So you create friends and allies, and some that always know behind closed doors, holy shit, this guy can destroy me if we really wanted to. And so that's his rep. And people are kind of starting to realize maybe this is somebody not to mess with. First thing Tom said is what? FAFO. F-A-F-O, right? F around and find out. That's exactly what's going on right now. So, but I will tell you, it's slippery slope if there's nothing there. Yep. You better find something. If you do this and you don't find something, they're going to say you're just like the previous administration. You're using the DOJ. Trust me. All day today, this happened what time? 7 a.m. It happened 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. Watch how all day today, this is the easiest content for Newsom, Warren, everybody, AOC, Mamdani, everybody on the left is going to say they're using the justice system to go after their opponents. They're using the justice, and this is such an easy layup for the left to run with, and they're going to be doing that. But if they do this, and in the next week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, they show something, holy shit.
But that's such
credibility.
Hypocrisy, which I think is the point that you're making here, is that all they did was weaponize the justice system. All they did was do that, and then to do this. Speaking of hypocrisy, one thing I just want to spec with Bolton, this guy is known as the biggest warmonger around, but he never served in the military whatsoever. I think a lot of people are frustrated by people who have never served or are not actual tough guys, have actually never served their country in that capacity, who are calling for war. Trump never served in the military, but he's not a warmonger. If anything, he's a deal maker trying to make peace. So I feel like people are a little disgusted by the hypocrisy for someone like this. And the mustache.
Okay, so let's go to the next story that we got here. The next story I want to go to, believe it or not, is Walmart and Target, Rob. That's what I want to go to next. Because when you think about what happened with Target stock plunges 7% as the new CEO pick disappoints Wall Street. There won't be change when change is needed. Okay, this is page 16. Rob, I want to combine this with Walmart together, Rob, and then Tom, I'm going to come to you, and I think you're going to be ready for this one. All right, so let's do this 100%. One here. Target shares up 7% to 98 after naming Chief Operating Officer Michael Fidelki as CEO effective February 1st, 2026, replacing Brian Cornell, who said there is no one better suited to move Target forward than Michael Fidelki, but investors expecting an external hire were disappointed. Gerald Storch, former Target vice chairman and ex-Toys R Us CEO, told the Post, this guy's apparently got credibility, he was the ex-Toys R Us CEO, the stock price reflects that there won't be change when change is needed. Fidelki, 20-year veteran at Target, responded during an internal meeting saying there are no shortage of critics out there today. The way to prove these critics wrong is with action that leads to results. Target reported a 1.9% decline in same-store sales for the second quarter, ending August 2nd, 2025, with customer transactions down 1.3% and average spending per transaction down 0.6% despite beating Wall Street earnings estimates. Fidelki noted on a post-earning call, now we need to move more of those examples across the category, but they can give me a ton of confidence that we're on the right path here, citing improvements in home goods like Disney and Marvel. Now, while this is happening, folks, the complete opposite is happening with Walmart. Walmart wins over more shoppers as tariff push prices higher. Those are two separate stories. Mm-hmm. Rob, is this a tariff story or the Target story?
This is Walmart and the tariffs.
Okay. Did you have the Target story as well? You had a clip on Target?
Yes.
Is this the pastor?
This is the pastor.
Okay, so CNN does a story on this one pastor. I don't know if you guys remember this or not. And this actually became a very big campaign that this black pastor was driving, saying black Americans spend $12 million a day at Target, but Target doesn't listen to us. Watch this clip. Go for it.
Let's be honest, when you started this, there were naysayers. There were people who didn't believe the fast would work.
Where we are right now is the stock has plummeted. The valuation has dropped by $12 billion. Foot traffic is down by 7.9%. The former CEO's salary was slashed by 42%, and now they got a new CEO.
What have you learned through this process about the interaction of Target and this community in particular?
Yeah, well, this is the most effective and sustainable boycott for black people in 70 years since the Montgomery bus boycott. And so it was not muscle memory. We had to teach a new generation on the sustainability of unity and that you don't see it overnight, but it's a protracted process.
Look, if you didn't know, a lot of people, especially black people, love Target. In fact, they gave it a nickname of Target at some point. What was that like trying to convince folks out there to give it up?
Knowledge is power. The Bible says people die from a lack of knowledge. When black people understood that we spend $12 million a day at Target, and I couldn't think or find one black company that earns $12 million a day, people begin to have the light bulb go off and say, I can't spend my dollars where I'm not getting dignity.
Tom, thoughts?
Well, there's three things here. First, Target in 2023, they had they go back. They had a CEO that came from the outside world, didn't grow up in Target. He was there 10 years. The first 5 got kind of rough because, boom, suddenly he's in COVID. But as it came out of COVID in 2023, he went DEI crazy and was putting all of these trans kids, bathing suits for 6-year-olds that contained instructions and said they were tuck friendly. So tell your 6-year-old boy, don't worry about this little extra equipment you came with. They're just going to tuck it in here. Mommy, you're hurting me. Yeah. And so you had that, and everybody freaked out. And meanwhile, there was also, these churches that were looking at it and saying, wait a minute, we don't think this is dignified. And it wasn't a weekend boycott. This has been multi-year, and it's been very effective. It's been over 2 years that this has been working. And what they do is target fast. For those of you that don't know what the word means in this category, when they say a fast, it's like you will fast from something, meaning you will abstain from it. Hey, I'm fasting except water on Friday, and I'm having a day of reflection and prayer. So you're fasting from food. So when you see those signs that say Target fast, it says time to fast from Target, meaning abstain from Target. It's been very, very effective. Meanwhile, when all of this went down, what did Walmart do? Hey, remind them that we're from Bentonville, Arkansas. Remind them what we stand for. And Walmart said, guess what? We are seeing customers switch to other items that are affected or not affected by tariff, but we will continue to absorb some of the cost of tariffs to keep price hikes below national retail averages. In other words, we're going to try with the tariffs, with all inflation and everything, we're going to see if we can get our price increases to be lower than the national average. So we're trying to help the consumer more. And they went back and they doubled down on who they were, which was America's big box retailer. And so Target takes the L. Then what do? They say, hey, we have a great idea. The COO who's been here, who's part of this executive team, we're going to put him in charge. And he's been around forever. It's like, what? What? It's like I have 2 kids. Let's say I got 2 15-year-old sons. They're both delinquents. One of them breaks a bunch of windows in the neighborhood. And then we say, that's okay. This is what I'm going to do. My other son is going to be president of Neighborhood Watch. That'll work. Yeah. Right? Exactly. Wait a minute. Yeah, he was running
with
actually
a very good example you're using there.
It's like,
yeah, to say what? The same. So let me ask you though, would you bring somebody from the outside in this situation? Would you use the same? Would you use somebody internally? Because maybe, maybe just maybe this guy was the problem. Maybe just maybe this guy was part of the issue of being too much of DEI. Now, do we know if this guy, Michael Fidelki, this guy was the other guy's right-hand guy? Is that what we know?
That's correct. He was the COO. And sometimes I think you have to make the move that Starbucks made. Hey, we chose the wrong guy. Goodbye. And we're going to bring somebody from the outside because we want the outside guy to address everybody.
So what if this guy's the interim guy until they find a guy to get the full-time job? Because, Rob, can you pull up the picture I just sent you right now in text? Here's what happened to the stocks. This is by far the best visual to look at, what I'm about to show you. Okay. It's going to show you where Target stock price was couple years ago compared to where Walmart is now today. Watch this. Bingo. The red is Target. Look where Target was in 2022 and look where Walmart was. Actually, look at that number. Target was close to $300 a share. Walmart was at $80 a share. Fast forward to today. Walmart's nearly $300 a share. Target is at $60 a share, give or take. One bad leader can destroy a brand. There was a point people were saying Target's a better product than Walmart. But you know what? The moment you forget who your customer is, who shops at your place? Families. Families who can't afford. This is low and middle income families that are coming to your place. Hell, we would go shop at Target. I'm telling you ourselves we would go shop at Target. And I'm a Sam Walton guy. But you make decisions like this, you lose them. The thing that this was a double whammy, Tom, this is the part that was a double whammy. Not only did they lose the family guys by going woke with the whole trans, all that stuff, but you lose the black vote? How do you do that? No. You lost both of them at the same time? That's what you call double dumb, is what you call it, right?
That's right. Adam, Ernest Hemingway's School of Gun Cleaning.
Adam, thoughts?
So, go woke, go broke. I mean, that's a similar theme here. I mean, Target is basically the Disney of retail shopping. Don't forget where Target, their headquarters is located. Do you know where it is? Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Weird.
So interesting, the George Floyd situation. They're at the tip of the spear. Meanwhile, you said that Walmart's headquarters is in where? Arkansas? Pretty red state. Almost, somebody call it one of the reddest states in the country. I used to, believe it or not, guys, there's no Walmart in South Beach. So I haven't been to Walmart in years. The only time I actually did spend time at Walmart is when I lived in this beautiful, beautiful town called Addison, Texas. I went to Walmart after living in Miami my entire life. I was like, oh my God, everything's free. Yeah. Everything. 92 cents, 44 cents, $1.29, like anything. You could buy anything you want. It was crazy. Save that money. There is a Target in Miami Beach, in Miami, that I'll go to from time to time. And I understand why he said that, certain people call it Target. It is a classier type of shopping experience. But go woke, go broke. How do you think Target is going to... do you think they're going to bounce back from this, Pat? Like what? I don't see Target going out of business or anything like that.
This is the part I'm really trying to find out. On was it DEI? Was it not listening to the African American community with that pastor who looks like he's a second away from singing a song called "My Mind's Telling Me No," but my body. He looked like he was related to. Yeah, I thought it's like he's going to preach. But watch this here. So if you, Rob, can you pull up? Did Walmart have DEI, and can you compare DEI policies between Walmart and Target? Compare DEI policies between Walmart and Target. Because it's not like Walmart wasn't doing some DEI stuff.
Walmart did do some DEI
stuff.
stuff.
Walmart did it as well, just
not
at the level.
They didn't make the headlines for the
They didn't go full. So recent rollback of shifts. So they ended their DEI program in November of 2024. Trump gets elected, significantly scaling back the DEI, including sunsetting a racial equity center established after George Floyd, phases out DEI language, replacing it with communication with terms like belonging and experience, though still asserting that equity and non-discrimination remain core. Okay, stopped prioritizing suppliers based on racial, gender, diversity, and also removed certain transgender. Okay, so they had it. They removed it.
Very quickly.
But they did have it.
Yes.
So external reaction, shareholders, Democratic push back, requesting rollbacks, lawmakers, Arkansas, Walmart changes. Okay, now let's go to Target. Policy changes, concluded major DI initiatives early 2025. Okay, so they waited a couple months later, including wrapping up the 3-year DEI goal and reach, whatever. Okay, ended participation in external diversity surveys. Management cited alignment with the evolving external change, significant consumer pushback, including boycott and loss of market value. Target reportedly shed $12.4 billion in market value and faced a 40-day boycott after the rollback. So it's interesting. African Americans at that church went after Target, but not Walmart. Why not?
Because perception is reality.
Yeah,
They think that Target is more woke than
just
Walmart.
a few months moving faster for Walmart.
Saved them.
But it's not even the African American rollback, because if you go back up to Walmart, go back up a little bit more, look what it says right there. External reaction, shareholders and Democratic officials push back, requesting explanations for the rollback, calling it disheartening.
Well, the stock went to 300.
State lawmakers in Arkansas questioned Walmart leaders on the changes, and Walmart responded by emphasizing that associate treatment, hiring practices, and supplier efforts have not changed. Backlash from customers and staff followed, including boycotts over the rollback. Walmart defend. So I don't know.
DEI may look somewhat similar here.
I don't know
but
here.
Remember what the I stood for at Target. DEI, they went hard to the hoop on trans, and they did it around kids. So Target put all that stuff all out in front when you walked in, trans kids. So when you look at DEI...
Can you ask that question, Rob?
Compare trans with Walmart and Target.
And while he's doing that, Tom, I just don't understand, like, when you see what's happening with Bud Light and you see, like, these people, could they just knock it out of their way? What makes you as a company with shareholders, Pat, go, you know what, go
Bud
for
Light
it?
has not completely recovered.
No, hell no, they're not going to completely.
They came back up, but they did not.
Dana White went on board.
Yeah, but guess what?
I think Shane Gillis is now a
that boat
spokesperson.
still
But
has
meaning
water in it.
they're getting more in line with who their customer is, men who drink beer.
Yeah, but with that blow was a hard.
Yeah, I don't know. I think
believe
honestly, Walmart got lucky here. Truly, Walmart got lucky here because Walmart also had the trans stuff in their company as well. They simply got targeted, and the CEO had no clue how to handle it better. Their marketing team probably had no clue how to do it. Their PR team didn't know how to handle it better. That tells you bad PR, bad marketing, bad storytelling, bad leadership, moving too slowly, cost them $12 billion. And Walmart moved faster by a few months. Just by moving a couple months faster, saved yourself $12 billion. I don't know how much it costs Walmart. Can you go to Walmart's stock price, please, Rob? Go to Walmart's stock price. Let's just kind of go 5 years, if you don't mind. Go to the 5 year right there to the right, all the way to the right. Zoom out a little bit. Okay. So let's see right there. So what? Interesting. So market cap, can we go to market cap's now 784. What was Walmart's market cap? Go to 2020. What was Walmart's market cap 2020? Just ask the question. No, if you just ask, what was Walmart and Target's market cap in 2020 versus 2025?
Vinny, you should know this.
I'm trying to find out, because if we look at market cap, because stock doesn't mean anything, it just, you don't know what the valuation is. I want to know how much was lost. So end of 2020, Walmart was a $408 billion company. Now it's a $781 to $819 billion company.
Almost doubled. Wow.
Target end up in 2020 was a $88 billion company. Damn. They're now only a $44 billion company.
Yeah.
So Walmart doubled in valuation. Target split. So COVID destroyed Target. While Target was getting close to competing with Walmart, Walmart is officially, look what it was in 2020, Tom. Walmart was only 4.5 times bigger than Target.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart is now 20 times bigger than Target. They got destroyed. Very, very interesting, because it's not as black and white as you see it here. It's not.
Well, it's not just DEI. Walmart's a better run organization.
Yeah. I think there's more to it than we're looking at. And so anyways, we'll see what happens with these guys.
Do you think people are just deciding, all right, I'm not going to go shop at Target, I'm going elsewhere?
A part of it could be, so for example, the 3 words at the beginning of the year: speed, signal, product. Speed, signal, product. Look at this. Mm-hmm. That's the word I announced beginning of the year this year, right? Speed. How fast did they address that DEI wasn't working? Not as fast as Walmart.
Too rapid, no.
How fast did they replace leadership team that needed to be replaced? Not fast enough, okay? Signal. How much noise did Target create and not know how to handle the noise? Way more noise with Target than Walmart. Of
course.
Way more noise. And last but not least, product. What did they actually buy, invest in, and develop? What did Target do to make the product be better? Who knows? What did Walmart do? They made the investment. Tom, you look like you want to say something.
I want to ask you a question.
Please.
Pat, you're now on the board of Target.
Yep.
That right there, do you take the COO of the last 10 years and put him in the chair?
I don't do it.
So
No, you're right. That's what I'm saying. The more I'm thinking about this, the more I'm going, I don't even think it's DEI only. I don't think it's ESG only. I don't think it's a black vote only. I think it's called, hey, here's a question, Rob. Can you do me a favor? Can you find out if Target ever reached out that pastor? You know that pastor from that church that the video came up? What's his name?
Jamal Bryant.
Can you ask if did Target ever reach out to Jamal Bryant to have a conversation with him? I'm curious.
I'm gonna assume
I'm actually curious. Did Target ever reach out to Jamal Bryant? Let's see here. You're asking what the Target... Yes, there was one meeting between Jamal Bryant and Target leadership. According to The Guardian, June of 2025. Bryant, okay, that's too late, though.
Yeah,
that's way too late.
The bomb has gone
and he was with Al Sharp.
Yeah, that's way too late. More recently, as profiting... Bryant stated he is open to meeting with Target's incoming CEO to negotiate a resolution. Target did reach out as evidence that the first meeting with Brian Cornell, however, no further communication has taken place. Bryant remains hopeful and willing to meet with the new CEO. If you like. Yeah, I don't know.
Why do you ask that? Because you're saying that they should have met with him?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, like, for example, this takes me like, NFL is going back to playing games again. You got freaking male cheerleaders. You really think the product wants to see male cheerleaders?
in what city? In Minnesota.
You really
Minneapolis.
think we want to go in there and see male cheerleaders? Honestly,
Mogadishu.
Like, you think we're going to again because I want to see this guy shake his butt? You think I'm like, oh my God, I was so fantastic. Let me buy 40 other tickets and take my kids to the flipping game. And then they still have those 3 things, love and all these things you got to choose at the end of the end zone.
And racism.
It's just dumb. Every time you think they're making some kind of progress, they go back to this bullshit of bringing it back up and putting back into the American faces. It's so disappointing. Stop playing this flipping game. When Colin Kaepernick's deal happened in 2017, you know what's the first question I was asking is, did Roger Goodell meet with the leadership team fast. No, they didn't. What happened? NFL went to a shit show and lost a bunch of customers. And now they have this thing going on right now, but NFL is a number 1 product in America, but it's a number 7 product worldwide. So if you want to improve, and you know who your clientele is, you want me to go look at male cheerleaders? Seriously? We're talking about male cheerleaders, Roger. You think that's what we want to do? I don't know.
Let me say,
by the way, it may be left to owners. So maybe the onus is not on Roger Goodell for the owners choose to have male cheerleaders. Okay, so what percentage of NFL teams have male cheerleaders? Can we figure this thing out? And I'm not even talking about the holders.
Because
the holders are big boys. I'm talking about
I would say 7 or 8 Patriots.
What percentage?
Minnesota. Oh, percentage?
Have one male cheerleader?
No, there's a couple of them.
12.
Ravens. 12 now have male cheerleaders.
Yeah, but I want to know what these cheerleaders look like. Are they holding the pom-poms or are they flipping the girls?
No,
big
that's
difference.
one. Here's the thing. So this, put it on the teams. Can you ask the question, in whose discretion is it? Can the NFL
force?
No. Mandate that NFL owners can't have male cheerleaders.
Jeez.
Can the NFL mandate that NFL owners can't have male cheerleaders? Let's just great question. Break down NFL. League authority with their team. The NFL is a private league. The team owners operate as franchise. The league does not have authority to impose uniform rules. Okay. In theory, NFL could adopt a rule requiring all cheerleader squads to follow certain guidelines. However, employment practices, including cheerleading hiring, are landed at the team level, not centrally. Cheerleaders are generally hired by team's management, not by the league. A blanket ban on male cheerleaders would likely face legal challenges. Okay, that's exactly where I thought it was going to go. So, okay, I understand that part, that if you do that. Now, but for you to put the other stuff, which is what? End racism, start with love. What were the phrases, Rob, that you're doing?
And they have to, by the way, they have to pick one.
That's dumb.
And by the way, I think we need to be careful with this. Male cheerleaders sometimes means the big strong guy that's helping to make the pyramid. I want to know if it's trans cheerleaders. Let's ask how many NFL teams have
one trans guy the Titans had just quit.
So we have to put end racism, stop hate, choose love, inspire change. It takes all of us.
Change what?
Give me a flip and break. Like, I was done watching the NBA product, but playoffs. I was done. I haven't rooted for the Lakers since the day they signed LeBron. You want to bring this back? Seriously? You want to bring this back? What end racism, bro? What end racism? You talking about in the 1800s, we looked at data the other day, only 1.5% of people were slave owners, white people were slave owners, and was mostly in the South, that was mostly Democrats, and I want to put it on our face that we have to end racism? Oh my God, let me just watch the damn game. Touchdown, field goal, interception, wiped out, big hit, great catch, end racism.
CTE.
Give me a break. Give me a flipping break, dude. Holy shit, like, give me a break, Roger. You're getting this close to bringing the product back and you put this shit on our face again? Oh my goodness, like, this is so annoying. What else needs to happen for you to see this? Why do you think people... Anyways, man, this is just annoying. I'm so glad I'm not even...
You okay, Pat?
I'm not. It's annoying because you almost had it. What are you doing?
Why go back?
What are you doing? It's 2025. Did you not see who won the presidency? What do you mean end racism? Double down.
The woke agenda. Can I just say one thing about Minnesota? Because, my mom's from Minnesota. I got a love for Minnesota. What the hell's going on in Minnesota these days? The slogan for Minnesota is Minnesota nice. Everyone's nice in Minnesota. Oh, hey, how you doing? Well, there was a famous book, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Pat? Nice Guys Finish Last. Here are a couple things that I just, off the top of my head, Minnesota. Tampon Tim Walz. Target, they're headquartered in Minnesota. We know what's going on there. George Floyd, we saw what happened with that. Ilhan Omar, the squad, leader of the squad, doing her thing. Little Mogadishu, we see what's going on there. Their mayor, Jacob Fry, out there speaking Somalian to basically pander to voters. This dude, whoever this guy is right now, if you could show a picture of this guy, male cheerleaders. Something's going on in the waters of Minnesota, and it ain't America, it's Somalia.
And
this goes back a long time. Walter Mondale was out there, and it's the only state that Reagan didn't win. And then they asked Ronald Reagan, what do you want for your birthday? And he said, how about Minnesota? And that would have been a clean sweep, first time in history. But go back to there. Go back to George McGovern. You go back, and Minnesota has been this outpost of weirdness going back 50 years.
Yeah. All right, let's transition away from...
no, not transition.
Let's transitioning
move
away
on
from
to the
this
next story,
dumb,
Pat.
Because we have to be
dumb,
a cheerleader for
to the next
story.
Moving. I want to get to the next
Double
one,
dumb
Pat.
story.
I want to get to the next one.
Where is the story about gerrymandering with Gavin Newsom? Do you know, is that in the addendum? Could be in the addendum that we're looking at. You know what? Matter of fact, since we're already in this story, let's just wrap this up with the story because it's all coming together. Cracker Barrel, okay, loses almost $100 million in value as stock plunges after new logo release. Okay, Rob, if you can pull this up, please, and show this. And then, do you have the clip that I sent you, or is it a different one?
This one.
So this is the CEO of Cracker Barrel. Okay, they went from the stock went from it dropped 422, 7.2%. You'll see the clip here. This is what the CEO had to say about changing the logo from what it was before to what it is today. We don't have to show the whole thing, but you got to see the first 10 seconds. Go ahead, Rob.
Overwhelmingly
go
positive
back.
that
We
people
couldn't
like
hear it.
what we're
Yeah.
doing. Honestly, the feedback's been overwhelmingly positive that people like what we're doing. The feedback and the buzz is so good, not only from our customers, but from our team members.
Okay. How? Okay, so Rob, can you go do me a favor and go to Cracker Barrel stock? The response is overwhelmingly positive. From who? The LGBTQ community? From who it's positive? I actually want to know. Look what looks overwhelmingly positive about that decision that you made. I want you to make that argument. What is overwhelmingly positive?
Employees said they liked it.
Yeah.
Pat.
So it dropped. Now here's the thing.
No, they didn't.
Tom, what is the big deal of this story? Is this even a story? Should we just skip it and say, who cares? Let Cracker Barrel do whatever they want to do with their logo. Not a big deal. Redskins change their names to, Commandos. And I know. I'm just calling it Commando. But, whatever they want to call themselves. Why is this such a big deal?
Here's why it's a big deal. Because she's not just changing a logo, it's changing a culture. Now, if you've been into Cracker Barrel, they're connected to a lot of big service stations, and you can go in there and
I love it.
Grab a beverage or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I love Cracker Barrel. We've been there.
And I do too. We had this one, there was a Cracker Barrel that we used to stop at. We drove from Dallas to Atlanta to see my mom, and we would stop at this one Cracker Barrel in the same place, and the girls just thought it was hysterical. The kind of old folksy homey and fried chicken and Southern stuff, and we thought this kind of cool.
And they serve alcohol. You could drink.
So, well, we didn't do that while we were driving. So they didn't just
pull over and take sips.
You tell me
they didn't
pull over and take sips.
Get to the point.
No. I
Go ahead,
usually let Bailey sit up front, and I'm back in the back seat making pruno in a plastic bag. So it's like, just bored on the trip to Atlanta. So Cracker Barrel is not just changing a logo. They say, hey, we're changing a logo and we're cleaning it up. Companies change the logos all the time. They freshen them up. They change them a little bit. They remove the icon of the folksy, general store that it was. And says, we've also moved items that aren't selling. That's not a big deal either. Stores do that every day. Hey, you know what? Honey roasted peanuts aren't selling. Let's have regular peanuts in bulk. They make decisions like that all the time. And they cleaned up the store a little bit. They said they're going to lighten the decor inside, because every so many years they're changing tables and stuff. They get old. And now it's like they're moving the culture. That's what's going on, Pat. And people are reacting very similarly to when Coke changed Coke.
Yep.
And that goes back 40 years now. Sergio Zyman, I believe it's like 40 years now where Coke changed Coke. And it's a culture. They're moving culture, not just changing a logo. And CEO Julie Fells-Massino has stepped on the third rail here, and she's out there just using words along with the CMO, and you are getting obliterated from X to Reddit to Wall Street, which means that as a leader, she's handling a change terrible. Forget what it is.
Yeah.
As a CEO, you're handling a change horribly, but you're touching
There's one
culture.
person that I believe can change it. One person that I believe could change it. If you hired this PR person overnight,
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. Let me tell you who it is. I want you to look at me, Rob. If you're ready, there's one person that can change it.
Hold on.
Okay,
I want
one
to be
person.
serious in that
She
one.
can change it. She can change.
Wow.
Cracker
Can
Barrel.
we go
really
after?
hungry
change
for
it.
some
Can we
reason.
go?
Except the shirt is not the proper shirt. Okay.
No.
But
Old country store.
Old country store. If Cracker Barrel
Hired her.
goes, hires a country boy CEO.
Oh, my God.
He comes up and says,
Hey,
hey,
yo.
Sydney Sweeney.
your
Is that Sydney Sweeney?
It's an AI version of Sydney
Oh, all
Sweeney.
right.
We kind of,
She has like 9 fingers.
Out
probably.
here.
That there's kind of Hooters
Crawford,
meets
Texas.
grits.
Can I make an observation?
Tom?
Can you show the CEO of Cracker?
By the way, no,
Read that.
folks. I just want to prepare you guys. It's not Sydney Sweeney. The CEO is somebody else. So you have to prepare. Go for it. This is the CEO of Cracker
Can I
Barrel.
make an observation?
Yeah.
Those glasses. Anybody that wears those glasses, Stephen Colbert, Rosie O'Donnell,
Rachel
Maddow, Mark Cuban, they all, once you put those on, something bad's coming and your brain is
What's her
fried.
background, Rob? Can we see what her background is? Maybe we're being unfair.
And where did she buy
Can
those
you go to her
glasses?
LinkedIn profile? Maybe
By the way,
she was.
she's been there since 23. So
Well, I
it's
just
2
want to know,
years.
where was she at before and where did she come in from? So here's Julie, Cracker Barrel, CEO incumbent, board member, Vivid Seats. Okay. Kohan.
Damn.
Well, she was a board member of Kohan, so it's all board member. She was at Taco Bell.
The president.
5 years and 6 months. And by the way, you know who was at Taco Bell? If I'm not mistaken, Brian Nichol was at Taco Bell at one point in time. Was he or was he not?
The CEO of.
Can you go to Brian Nichol? Was he at Taco Bell or?
Humberto loves Taco Bell. The guy eats there every day.
Yeah, I
go
believe
to
Yum
his-
Brands.
Yep.
Yeah, so he was
Yum
from
Brands,
2000. So okay,
KFC.
2011 to 2018 he was there. So she came after him, which means they didn't work together. So probably not the same idea. So if you can go back to her resume, go to show all previous. Okay, there it is. Oh, no, go a little bit higher, Rob. Go a little bit higher. Right after Taco Bell. Where was she after Taco Bell? North America, Irvine, California. Go a little lower. SVP.
She was Sprinkles
president
in
at
LA.
Fisher Prince.
And at Starbucks.
Sprinkles.
I've seen enough.
Board of directors, Starbucks, 12 years. I don't know. I don't know if I see a pattern of making this dumb of a decision. I don't know if I see Coach, my favorite purse. I don't know if I see any kind of a.
But I don't see a line I don't see a brand line that lines up with Cracker Barrel. You see that?
Yeah.
You see the brand she's been associated with?
And then you know who that's on? Then you know who that's on?
It's on the board and who hired her.
What the hell were you thinking hiring somebody like that? Well, I mean, I remember one time we hired somebody, okay? And one of our guys brought the story up to me yesterday. We hired this person. I don't know how much of this I can. Let me just tell you what happened. We're at this meeting, okay? And we're sitting there with a bunch of people that run massive hotels, okay? And this person we hired, we don't know what side they're on. And, you know, they're having conversations. These are pretty 20, 30 heavyweights. And somebody asked the question of, who is your hero? And this person chose to go first. All right? Now, you have to realize, this is this person's first week with us.
Okay.
Loaded resume. And this person says, two of my biggest heroes in my life are Anthony Fauci and Joe Biden.
No.
Representing us. So I'm sitting there, a couple of my employees who are sitting there, what do you call it? They're
holding back?
No, they can't hold it back. They like choke. You know how you kind of like, you know, like that? One of those moments. So I'm like,
spit it out?
Yeah, I'm like, oh, that's great. And what can I say?
Oh, my God.
So I'm like, that's great. And then the guys over there that we don't know where they're at politically.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
All the big hotel
no,
people.
we don't know them. So it's
Yeah.
not like we're friends. We're
Yeah.
just all trying to do business together. And I'm trying to see, like, we're building rapport. Then I'm looking at their body language, and a couple of them are like, yeah, I don't know about Anthony Fauci. You know, one of them says Joe Biden's a nice man, and, you know, obviously they vote. And another person like, I don't know if I would say my hero.
Yeah.
But it's a good president. They were both liberals, but you could tell the hero for them would be more like Obama or something like that.
Heroes up there, baby.
So let me tell you, sometimes when you hire, you really have to hire and kind of see where people are at. Because if your brand is a very bold brand that actual audience on that side has to trust, you have to do a little bit more digging for that individual to match your brand. Does that make sense? Like, for example, if CNN all of a sudden went and hired Charlie Kirk as a CEO, that's a shock to CNN's audience.
Big time.
And if Fox all of a sudden went and hired Jeff Zucker as their CEO, the audience will be like, what's the announcement?
What happened?
Breaking news, Fox News just hired
Satan.
Stock market crash.
But to the audience, that doesn't make sense.
Yes.
So I put the onus on Cracker Barrel.
Cracker.
Why'd you hire her before you brought her on board? Adam, thoughts before we move on here.
The big thing is they changed their logo.
That's it. They
They
changed the
just
logo
took the old guy out the freaking thing.
because it's offensive.
It's offensive because he's white.
He's white.
But talk about Cracker
Okay,
Barrel.
well, that's the big deal.
Yeah, look how
They just
happy he was. He was
removed-
leaning on a barrel, and he's a cracker.
So the big deal for Cracker Barrel is they removed the cracker and the barrel
That's
from
not,
Cracker
that's
Barrel.
like taking Aunt Jemima off of the bottle. It's like,
They
what are you
did,
doing,
homie.
you dumbass?
Okay, if you really actually care, don't call it Cracker Barrel.
Well, I mean,
I think we're missing the point here. They removed the subtle
So you would've changed the
messaging
name.
here.
You
I
would've
just
called
call it like the
White
Whitey
Barrel.
Waffle
Well,
House
just
or
call it
something
the
like
barrel.
that.
Well, now it's not even the barrel.
I
It's
don't
just
know. They
fat
still
people
kept
showing
it.
up.
Hey,
Could you
by the way,
imagine if
Cracker
this were
Barrel.
a different restaurant?
Cracker Barrel.
What you'd
If you're-
call it?
If you're looking for a replacement,
Yeah.
Adam
Yeah,
Sosnick.
let Adam just lean up on there and be like,
Adam
yeah,
Sosnick.
here.
We're gonna
Got it.
call it Bagel Barn moving forward.
Adam would call it the Jewish barrel.
Yeah.
Adam would call it the
Locks.
the locks.
Hey, no,
Let me tell you something.
Taste the soup. You'd call it taste the soup.
What's wrong with the soup? Try the soup.
Aha.
Let me tell you something. My dad was notorious. Me and my dad had a very contentious relationship, and every once in a while, when we were ready to meet, we would meet at a local restaurant. Usually, it was Denny's.
Classy.
And then when my parents got divorced, I don't know. I guess he wasn't near a Denny's. It would always be Cracker Barrel.
Nice.
Fight broke out.
And then no, we were always there, and obviously, we did our cracker thing. But then it's interesting enough. My dad, shout out to you, Dad, rest in peace. He started dating a black lady.
You're
Really?
joking.
Yeah, no, straight up. And next thing you know, he's like, "Meet me at Waffle House." And that's what that
This
became.
is not a joke.
This is not a joke. So
What was the
became
lovely
like,
lady's name? What was the lady's name?
I can't talk about that. However,
that's
my
so
dad
weird.
would roll with the punches here a little
Yeah.
bit. Depending on who was dating, we'd meet at the different type of restaurants. There used to be Cracker Barrel.
By the way,
That's so gay.
I'm telling you right now, I have a whole different little respect.
Oh no,
for
no,
your
no!
father.
You don't
And my-
understand.
my
My
dad
dad
was
did not
a-
discriminate.
When you said she dated a sister, I thought it was like a nun, not
No.
an actual sister.
Oh no, he was
Damn, let's
smashing
go,
his sister.
bro.
Well, actually,
And
a
then one
Jewish
time
guy
he would
dating a
take-
nun is also kind of weird.
That's
That's
true.
very weird.
But
'Cause
then
nuns aren't supposed
then he
to
would take his black
Nuns
girlfriend
aren't
to
supposed
Cracker
to-
Barrel. Everybody was
This story just went.
We have lost
completely,
control.
Full-blown cracker.
Yeah.
First we're talking
Welcome
and
to
racism.
Honky House.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I think we should make racism great again.
Yeah.
I mean, the rant that you
Adam,
went on.
not if you score a touchdown in the end zone of the
You're not-
NFL. We have to
by
end
the
it.
way,
It's not
I was
racist if you make fun of
I was
We've made
everybody.
insensitivity
I was
epic. Let's just head to racism.
Looking forward to watching football.
I'm
I
not
was
watching
so
nothing.
looking forward to watching football, and you do something stupid like that, after watching. Anyways,
now when you hear you fumble the balls, it's going to be something.
Because Roger
let's-
Goodell is
let's
a
go-
Cracker Barrel.
Let's go to the next.
Roger
show.
Goodell
Okay.
has CTE.
And by the way, Roger Barrel. Roger Goodell was just standing behind Trump a couple weeks ago at the White House.
Weird.
I don't know about this one. All right, let's go to redistricting. All right, California Democrats passed Newsom's redistricting plan. Rob, if you want to pull up the clip as I'm going through the story here. So they finally get this thing passed, and he blames Trump and Texas for it. Here's him celebrating. Do you have where afterwards he's saying a couple things? Yeah,
Yep.
right there, if you can do that. So here's Gavin Newsom accelerates the process, and Democratic-controlled legislator formally approved a plan Thursday to redraw the state's congressional lines, teeing up a special election on November 4th, Proposition 50, which includes a constitutional amendment and two bills laying out logistics and map proposals, with Gavin Newsom set to sign them. We're responding to what occurred in Texas, and we're neutralizing what occurred, and we're giving the American people a fair chance. Okay? Play the clip here, Rob. Go for it.
We got here because the President of the United States is struggling. We got here because the President of the United States is one of the most unpopular presidents in U.S. history.
Wow. Look at
We
that
got here
dork.
because he
Good.
recognizes that he will lose the election Congress will go back into the hands of the Democratic Party next November. We got here because of his failed policies.
Yeah.
Those are being exposed hour by hour, reinforced today by Walmart announcing they'll be raising prices because of the tax increases, because of the tariffs.
Oh, my God.
Reminded every day by a slowing economy, growing mistrust, distrust all across this nation. Across the board, he is failing. He recognized that, and that's why he made a phone call to Greg Abbott asking for 5 seats. Can't win by playing by traditional sets of rules. He plays by no rules. I remind you all the time, it's not the rule of law, it's the rule of Don.
You're so funny. Pause it right there, Rob. Do me a favor, Gavin. I got a question for you. Rob, I just texted you something. Have you read this article at all? Have you gone to this article, Gavin, respectfully? Can you tell us what happened here? Why is it that Democrats get lowest rating from voters in 35 years? Why is that? I'm actually curious. Why do you think that is? Why do you think that it's gotten to a point where you had to either hire 2 trolls, 3 trolls as a team to tweet like Trump and send messages like Trump nonstop and, to think and to see if you can beat the guy by trying to be like him? Why is it that you're such a, honestly, and by the way, there's a part of me, when I was younger, my dream was to be an actor. Okay, and I even went to acting coaches.
You're still good, though. I'm going to throw that out
I don't know if I'm
You're good.
But listen.
Yeah.
But it was a dream. Like,
Yes.
this is why I love movies. This is why, I think there's so much power. And we're going to get into the movie business next 2 to 5 years. We're building a lot of stuff here on our campus. If you see our campus, every day there's something new that's being built. We're going to build a massive amphitheater. We're going to build 8-story buildings here to house 1,500 employees, 2,000. We're doing a lot of stuff here that no one's aware of. But it's exciting times that we're going through, right? But I wanted to be an actor. And you'll watch a movie and you'll see someone act the part, and I'm like, that was horrible. I think I can do better than that guy in that part. I just didn't feel the emotion in that part. I would have taken this angle, right? You do this all the time because you're a phenomenal actor, right?
Thank you.
It's natural for you, okay? And listen, I don't want to undermine Chad. He's also a great actor, but I put you at the top. So wherever Chad's at, shout out to you. Please don't be upset.
God bless you.
Kelly's really good too.
I'm watching Gavin Newsom, okay? Like, the younger guys out there that can cut clips, you know what would be a great clip to cut? If somebody shows how many personalities this guy has. Okay? The hardcore liberal, the tough guy, the independent centrist, the guy that wants to sit down and talk to Charlie Kirk and other Republicans and move a little bit more to the center, okay? Then the guy that's willing to go AOC, all the way to the left. Then the guy that wants to go blame Trump. Then the guy that wants to take responsibility. Then the guy, who are you, buddy?
Sybil.
Are you somebody that's just a chameleon that's trying to adapt and fit? And no one knows. Do you know what's the most attractive thing about Trump? Do you know what the guy's about? You don't have to like it. He's going to tell you what he stands for. What the hell do you stand for, buddy? What do you stand for? And everybody knows you're trying to run for office. Everybody knows you're dying to be a president. Everybody knows that. Kudos, because people are talking about it. So you got to give him credit because he's getting the eyeballs. So he's definitely know how to get the eyeballs there. But if this thing passes, Tom, if this thing passes, what was it? What prop was it, Rob? Prop what? Prop 90? Whatever the proposition was that he talks about in the... Let me read this real quick so I give the right prop credit. So Proposition 50, right? November 4th. So this Proposition 40 is going to pass. There's 80% chance this thing's going to pass.
80?
80% chance this thing's going to pass. So then it goes from a 43-9 House of Representatives in the state of California to 48-4 Democrats to Republicans. Guess what, Republicans? You're done in California. Your voice doesn't matter. And FYI, America, who likes Newsom, if you guys for a second start getting with this Trump is bad and he is horrible and all the people that voted for him and now are like, I just don't like him and he didn't keep his promises and all this other stuff, no problem. This guy's going to come in and do the same thing to America. Just letting you know, okay? Just letting you know. So the good news is the fact that Republicans' bench is going to be very deep for 2028. It's going to be a dogfight. But this guy is playing games, and he's acting nonstop, and he cannot make up who he wants to be. He reminds me of what Romney did when he almost beat Obama, and he listens to one of his campaign marketing girls that said, don't be too tough on Obama after Benghazi. You were too strong and you won that debate. When he beat him, he destroyed Obama in the second debate, absolutely destroyed the guy. And in the third debate, he doesn't once bring up Benghazi, and he wants to win over female voters because, hey, talk about salad and health. What? Romney could have been a president, but he listened to somebody confuse the hell out of him. And it looks like this guy's marketing team can't make up their minds what side they're on. Tom, what are your thoughts with this? Him passing it, he putting all the blame on Trump. Where do you see this thing taking place?
Well, first of all, Gavin Newsom has become Sybil. Sybil was a movie way back, late 70s, 80s, about this poor young woman suffering from split personalities. And so here we have Gavin Newsom, a poor young woman suffering from split personalities. And I'm going to read some things that this says. I don't even need to say anything. I don't have to conjure up a feeling or a synopsis here, because I have from one of his harshest critics right here. It's quote, "It's quite embarrassing, actually, how Newsom is arguing and targeting the wrong opponent. Donald Trump's not on the ballot in 2026 for midterms. He's not on the ballot in 28. You're not running against Donald Trump." Says your posts using all caps and inflammatory language are trying to capture attention. This is the attention economy you're going after. Why don't you talk about affordability and policies and good ideas? You've got to get attention somehow, so you're on social media doing parodies of Donald Trump. I think you need to look beyond 26. Your approach includes these AI-generated visuals and phrases. Please.
Vinny.
And guess who that was?
Who?
Joe Scarborough.
Rob, I just say, Rob, can you show
his harshest critic?
By the way, good call.
Yeah.
Play
when
this
you've
clip, Rob.
when you've got
Good call.
Scarborough saying
Play this clip. Go for it.
Democrats are trying to find their footing, and it's quite embarrassing, actually. I mean, Gavin Newsom. I mean, have you seen what he's doing online? And say, just take a deep breath. Don't try to turn the ship 180 degrees and one. They don't know what to do. I have a good idea. Instead of trying to school Donald Trump, talk into the camera about affordability. Talk about making groceries more affordable. Talk about what you're going to do for housing. Talk about what you're going to do for energy prices that continue to go up. We heard the congressman yesterday talk about energy prices skyrocketing in New Jersey. Don't try. As I've been saying.
Yeah, you've been saying.
Donald Trump's not on the ballot in 26. He's not on the ballot in 28.
I said that last week.
Why try to drag Muhammad Ali in the ring when you got Chuck Wepner standing right in front of you? And Wepner's a bleeder. He's a bleeder. You want him. So why are you going, I'm going after Donald? No, you're not. You're not running against Donald Trump. Go after Tweedledee or Tweedledum. Chuck Wepner, a bleeder. Go after him. No disrespect to Chuck Wepner.
Yeah, all due respect, of course.
He kind of held in there long with
Inspired Rocky, many people say.
I think
Isn't it, Rob, who are the two people that are behind his Instagram and social media push? Where are those people at? Do you know where they're at, Rob? You guys have to see it. And again, I have a feeling one of them has dark glasses. Let's see. Let's see. Come on. It's two younger looking people that are. It's all good, Rob. Can we play the clip back? Because I want to go on Gavin a little bit. Can you show the clip of him saying what he wants them to start doing to Republicans, which I think is a call. It's a call to action. And if he wants to play that game,
which clip is this?
He says punch him in the.
Oh yeah. Play that clip.
Can we show and guys
great.
and again, I want everybody out there. Remember when they hit us low, we go high. All that BS that you heard from all these fake ass Democrats. Okay, they're the party of violence. Don't forget that. Okay, these are the people, and this is a call to action because those two people, and Rob's gonna find who they are. This is the type of attitude that they're telling Democrats to have. Rob, go ahead. Yeah. Oh, by the way. Oh, weird. They both have the glasses.
Get out of here.
These are the two people that are in charge of his social media. These are the guys and the girl. They always have dark glasses. I'm on to something. Rob, play the clip with him.
The bow tie also.
Yeah, play the clip
I don't
with him.
care about their looks. Their work is what is terrible.
Yeah, well, the glasses that tell.
Go ahead, Rob.
Go ahead.
This is radical rigging of a midterm election. Radical rigging of an election. Destroying, vandalizing this democracy.
It's not a democracy.
The rule of law. So I'm sorry. I know some people's sensibilities. I respect and appreciate that. But right now, with all due respect, we're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire, and we're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
Okay,
so you can't say that wearing that shirt in that studio. I mean, you just don't look.
Wait, Rob, play that
does
back
not
again,
look
the
like
last
a
part,
guy
what he
that's going to
says.
come down there and pop somebody.
No, fast forward a little bit more to when he starts saying punching. Yeah, go right there. Thank you.
Appreciate that. But right now, with all due respect, we're walking down a damn different path. We're fighting fire with fire, and we're going to punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
Oh, amen to that.
We're gonna punch these sons of bitches in the mouth.
Like what? Like if that's not a call to action, meaning we're going to fight, like we're gonna get violent. And can I just break it down really fast? He said this is a radical rigging of a midterm. Says the guy who's made it illegal to ask for identification to vote in his godforsaken state. Okay, and he said destroying, vandalizing this democracy. We live in a constitutional republic. I'm breaking down everything. He's full of shit. Sorry for my language. And the rule of law. He's talking about the rule of law. Again, Democrats are the going against everybody with law, using lawfare. And then he said fighting fire with fire, saying the guy that his state can't fight fire with water because there isn't any. Okay, this guy's an absolute joke, and I just hope, like, because he has a backing, obviously. People are going to vote for this guy. Californians, wake up. Do you see what this guy's... If you can't see that he is a slithering freaking snake, number one in homeless, number one in unemployment, okay, when the fires are raging, nobody's to be found, and then they're buying up all the land, and the people in the Palisades can't even buy their freaking land or build houses there. I hope you guys wake up. Maybe it's time for a change. Larry Elder had a chance. You guys had a chance to recall this guy, and you didn't. It's Stockholm Syndrome, Pat. It has to be. You guys love abuse. You love the high taxes. You like the crime. Keep doing it. Keep doing it unless you want to change. And I'm tired of all these people calling me and complaining about California. What am I doing? What the hell am I doing? It's your fault. You guys keep voting for this shit because the other side's Hitler and the other side's bad. No, you guys need to wake up, man. And I get it. People, my whole family lives there. My whole family lives there. But unless you guys make radical change, it ain't going to happen.
Amen.
Well, I don't think Gavin Newsom could run again for governor of California. Correct?
No, he's going for president.
Okay,
He's 2026,
so,
I think he's done.
I mean, he's just, at the same time, he's trying to basically play to his base in California that basically will do anything other than appease Donald Trump. We know that about Newsom. But don't be surprised when he runs for president and he tries to do what he did in San Francisco and just clean it all up when she and the Communist Party, and he's going to put lipstick on a pig and he's going to try to pretend that he's doing a great job and he's going to try to just clean it all up. And we know what Gavin Newsom is. He's a complete actor. He's a complete chameleon, and he's the best politician in the United States. If you want to know what an amazing politician but a disgusting human looks like, look no further than Gavin Newsom. He'll flip-flop, he'll change, he'll act, he'll put on a tough guy act, he'll be LGBT friendly, he'll protect families, all in one sentence. You know, California, you know, good luck to you. Bless your heart.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what's going to happen here as we're going through the next phase. November 4th is when the vote is. There's a lot of stuff going on November 4th. You know what else is going on November 4th? Mamdani, New York, mayor. Saw a clip the other day of him crying, of saying the amount of death threats he's getting for being Muslim. And I'm just seeing this guy, watching what this guy's doing slowly but surely. He is winning the naive voters over, and you're going to see suddenly him showing up and becoming who a lot of people didn't think that an outsider could win there. But it looks like he's going to be doing that. Anyways, let me get to the next story here. Next story I want to go to is... I'm trying to see which one. Okay, let's go with this one here. Military preparing attacks on Mexican cartels. Okay. So this story came out because they've been going back and forth with the president of Mexico, and it's been a lot of weird stories back and forth. The Trump administration directed the military to prepare lethal strikes against cartel targets in Mexico with a top-secret order issued in late spring 2025, tasking Northern Command to manage attacks by mid-September. As a senior intelligence office stated, not only is Donald Trump uniquely focused on TCOs, having designated them terrorists is one of his first executive orders, but he has shown himself to be willing to take unilateral action despite potentially negative political ramification. The order discussed at a July meeting in Colorado Springs, led by Colby Jenkins, unconfirmed Assistant Secretary of Defense for Special Operations and low-intensity conflict, could involve unilateral actions without Mexican approval. General Gregory M. Guillot, NORTCOM commander, hosted Mexican military leaders, Mexican Navy Secretary of Administration Raymond Pedro Morales Angeles emphasized joint operations, saying today more than ever the challenges we face demand a joint, coordinated, and adapted response. Tom, thoughts?
I'll tell you, the Mexican president, she is out there saying, oh, you will not do things here. You will not do things here. And they're cutting deals where that they've got drug dealers on death row. We'll ship you to the United States if you agree that they're just life without parole. And we'll do this. We're making these prisoner, not even swaps, or just sending them. So you've got that president going out saying all that. Meanwhile, Vinny, look at this. In February 2025, her own Navy admirals and admiral secretary were getting together with our military, talking about, Aegis-class cruisers and destroyers coming up to the coast of Mexico. And there's 3 of them that have been sent down there that have all of this radar and missile warfare stuff. And then they have these Poseidons, which are these great big radar airplanes that fly over. They already have the targets. They know what they're going after. And they're going down here. It's just waiting for them to push the button. And the hypocrisy that's come from the Mexican president, last week, remember she's screaming, yes, you will not step foot over here. Okay, we won't step foot, but we'll wheel up 3 of our baddest destroyers, all these missile-guided ships. We'll put 3 of them over here. We'll fly the Poseidons over Mexico, and then we will go pinpoint take out people we want to take out. And so what I think that the really funny thing here is Trump is saying, hey, if you don't do it, I will do it. Number one. And then she's saying, you won't step foot on soil. It's almost like maybe she chose her words carefully. You won't step foot on soil. Yeah, but you will sail up right next to us and launch a bunch of extremely loud, damaging firecrackers.
Yeah, I mean, there's a Wall Street Journal story. I'm going to come to you, Rob, if you want to prepare this clip. Trump orders Pentagon to deploy 3 warships against Latin American drug cartels. Did he say 3 warships? Yes. 3 warships. And by the way, this is a Wall Street Journal story. Rob, do you have that clip on this one?
I do. This is Pam Bondi talking about Maduro and why they are sending the ships to Venezuela.
Go for it.
Today, the Department of Justice and State Department are announcing a historic $50 million reward for information leading to the arrest of Nicolas Maduro. Maduro uses foreign terrorist organizations like TDA, Sinaloa, and Cartel of the Suns to bring deadly drugs and violence into our country. To date, the DEA has seized 30 tons of cocaine linked to Maduro and his associates, with nearly 7 tons linked to Maduro himself, which represents a primary source of income for the deadly cartels based in Venezuela and Mexico. Cocaine is often laced with fentanyl, resulting in the loss and destruction of countless American lives. The DOJ has seized over $700 million of Maduro-linked assets, including 2 private jets, 9 vehicles, and more. Yet Maduro's reign of terror continues. He is one of the largest narco traffickers in the world and a threat to our national security. Therefore, we've doubled his reward to $50 million. Under President Trump's leadership, Maduro will not escape justice, and he will be held accountable for his despicable crimes. If you have any information to bring this criminal to justice, call 1-202-307-4228 or go online.
Sounded like one of those lawyer commercials.
Yeah.
Have you been injured? Slip and fall?
Vinny, go ahead.
It's my money and I want it now. Yeah. Listen, I absolutely love this, okay? Like, if you think about it, think of all the countries around, Russia, we have our thing with China, all these different countries. Why are we looking, like, the real war is literally right beneath us. It's freaking Mexico. And I absolutely love that he's doing this. Rob, what is the death count of Americans? Guys, we're not losing Americans in any other capacity, accidents and stuff like that, okay? But how many fentanyl deaths are happening every single year in the past couple of years in the United States, Rob? Is it 100,000?
It's 100,000.
So Pat, think about that number. We're losing that many people every single year. Okay, they're sex trafficking all those 300,000 children missing from the freaking border. You have all the drugs. You have all the guns coming in. Where was it, Rob?
Around 331,000 deaths in the United States due to fentanyl-related overdoses since 2020.
In 4 years. That's war numbers. Those are war number deaths. And I'm telling you right now, and the cartel, I didn't want to see it, Pat. Somebody showed me a video of how ruthless these guys are. I don't want to get into major detail, but they had this guy, hands on a fence. He's alive, and they're literally cutting open his chest and taking his heart out while he's still alive. These guys are freaking brutal. They freaking kill Americans. So guess what? You want to talk about Gavin's fight fire with fire? I'm so happy that they're doing that shit, because this is sending a message. And if the president doesn't want to get involved, guess what? Then you're the enemy as well. We have to go in.
Do you know what that is every year? You know how many U.S. servicemen died in Vietnam?
How much?
58,200.
In the whole war.
The entire war.
And we've lost that in 4 years.
Every year we lose a Vietnam War and more.
That is insane.
Every year.
So how do we stop it? That's how you stop it.
Yeah, I mean, it's almost like you don't want terrorists living right next door to you. It's almost like you kind of got to do something about it, or they're going to overtake your entire country. I'm not talking about Gaza right now. I'm talking about America. I'm fully supportive of Trump building the wall and taking down Maduro and taking down anyone that's trafficking drugs, these terrorists. Mexico has the most.
Say something there?
Mexico has the most.
Did you catch that?
You caught that, guys.
I caught it.
We got it. Bingo.
I know.
It's almost like you want to live peacefully and safely without psychopaths trying to kill you and all your people. I'm talking about San Diego here, guys, not Tijuana. Mexico, we talked about this a couple podcasts ago, has the most dangerous cities in the Western Hemisphere. About 6 months ago, maybe a year ago, before the Mexican election, do you remember how many politicians were killed just on a weekend? Like 50 politicians killed. Could you imagine if 50 American politicians were killed on a weekend? I'm sure there's people would be rooting for it, not me. But listen, it's a dangerous world out there. And Trump, Trump ain't playing around at this point. Like, he's going to take over D.C. He should take over Mexico, put a reward for Maduro. The funny thing is, if you know of any information about where Maduro is, we know where he is, guys. He's in Venezuela. He's in his house doing his thing. I'm fully supportive of
you
this.
find Maduro. They're kicking it together. Those two are best of buddies right now. It's interesting because 6 years ago, I almost interviewed Maduro, where I was going out there to interview the guy. And last minute, it was during a season where things got chaotic, and that was when he was going back and forth with Juan Guaido, or
Juan Guaido.
Yeah, they were going back and forth. That's what was going on.
Here's what we do,
time.
Pat. Here's what we do. We lure Maduro with a $50 million podcast fee. We say, listen, buddy, we're going to pay you $50 million.
Yes.
Maduro shows up. Sí, yo quiero dinero. And then he shows up.
Nice.
Pam Bondi films her commercial live on the spot.
Perfect.
Right there.
Brilliant.
That's so funny.
We break even, but we break the internet.
Nice.
By the way, I want to go to a couple of these stories with, talking about the fire as well as Ashley St. Clair, but a major update happened with Connect yesterday. If you haven't updated the app, a bunch of new updates happen. If you download the app and you go to the bottom right, there's now an events category for Vault Conference that's coming up. But also, moving forward, you can officially connect anybody in audio. So if you guys are connecting Vinny, Tom, myself, Adam or Ray Lewis or Terrence Howard or Cuomo or Kasparian or, whoever, Saladino, Lindy Lee, any one of these guys, DJ Shipley, any one of these guys you connect moving forward, you can do it in audio. You have 30 seconds to ask the question, which is exciting. So if you have a question or anything you want to say, you can officially connect individuals in audio. I wish everybody knew the new updates that's coming up, and we're officially went from 43 countries and 100+ countries, and very soon it's going to be even a bigger announcement. So hang tight. After Vault, we'll be making one announcement that no one's going to believe, but it's going to be exciting. Let's continue with this. Ashley St. Clair claims she's broke and facing eviction from New York City apartment. Okay. And by the way, I don't know if she's trolling or if she's not here. I don't know. She's very capable of trolling. Conservative influencer Ashley St. Clair, who claimed to be the mother of Elon Musk's 13th child. This is a Realtor.com, but this is a Realtor.com story. Romulus announced on her new podcast that she is broke and facing eviction from her $15,000 New York City apartment, stating, well, after a year of unplanned career suicide, many questionable life choices, a gap in my LinkedIn profile, can make some podcasts, starting a podcast, I'm taking a polymarket, $10,000. Yeah, can you show this clip, Rob? Can you show this clip? This is her starting a new podcast. Is that what this is?
I believe so.
Okay, go for it.
Everything out of my mouth, a cautionary tale. Also, I'm getting evicted, and Polymarket offered me $10,000 to do an ad read. So with that, the roof over my head has been brought to you by Polymarket. God bless Polymarket, the world's largest prediction market, where you can place bets on who's going to win the midterms, whether Trump will release the Epstein files, or how many posts Elon Musk is going to send in a day.
You can put that right there, Rob. And this story says her financial struggles followed 2025 claims that she gave birth to Musk's child September 20. Musk responded on March 31st stating, I have given Ashley $2.5 million in direct payments to date, as well as continued annual payments of $500,000. The Manhattan apartment leased for 1 year at $180,000 annually was part of Musk's support with a source telling Realtor.com. Elon leased the apartment for Ashley and Romulus, but she's been unable to maintain the lifestyle without his continued financial support. Adam, what do you think about the story here?
Well, under legal orders, I'm under a gag order, and it's not so much a legal gag order, it's like a ball gag order right now. I don't know much about this. Here's what I know about Ashley, who's a very good friend of mine. Ashley is trolling everybody. She's funny, she's witty, she's cool. She ain't broke. So I think we all just fell for it. I don't know if you guys have different takes on this. I can conclusively tell you with utmost conviction that Elon Musk is the father. Look.
You were present.
Yeah, I was there. I saw it all go down.
Holy hands.
I am not the father, if that's what you're asking.
The test ruled
Ashley's
you out. I didn't know. Some announcements.
Ashley's a nice girl. She's a friend. She also used to work for the Babylon Bee. So if you don't speak sarcasm and if you're not witty, Tom, this is a troll. She has money, and I think she'll be okay.
Good for her. Yeah, we met her at the Menect event, and she was very friendly that day. We met her at the, what was it? Where was it at? Soho House. Which, by the way, I don't know if you heard what happened with Soho House.
Tell me what happened.
They took it off of, they went private. Did you see this, Rob? If you type in Soho House, $2.2 billion. Ashton Kutcher's involved in this deal, I think. Let's see what that is. Soho House is being sold for $2.7 billion, and Ashton Kutcher's one of the buyers.
Wow.
Yeah. They're going private in a multi-billion-dollar deal that they're doing. So good for them. Soho House going a very different direction.
Private?
Who knows? I'm sure they got some plans of what they want to do with it at Soho House. But that's where we did our annual Menect party, which took place on the rooftop.
A couple of them. Why do you want to talk about this story, Pat?
This
With
story?
Ashley, yeah.
No, this story was brought up by our friend Rob Gargullo. Why is that?
Well, I mean, it's
Did
just
you have a... Because it says to me, Adam wanted to talk about it. The letter's right next to it.
Oh, really?
Weird.
Vinny.
So, well, Adam, since you know, and by the way, we met her. She's freaking. She's really, really cool with me. But like, and I remember. So was the returning the Tesla a troll too? Like when she's like, because I mean, just think about. I get it. If you're trolling, you're trying to do the poly market thing for clicks. Okay, I get it. But just like, what do you do? Like, is your existence now just going to be?
You know what? Let's call her right
I'm
now.
the baby mama.
Let's see if she answers.
I'm the baby mama of Donald Trump.
Should we call Ashley?
Of Elon Musk. Call her on speaker. I want to know, like, what do you do? Like, what are you doing right now?
That would be probably inappropriate.
You're rich
to put
as
her on
hell.
spot right here.
You're, dude, $2.5 million up front. You should be set for life.
For $2.5
How much is that kid eating?
And $15 million. You can impregnate me, Elon Musk.
Bro, give me
I'll
the
have
kid.
Your 15th
give
baby.
me the kid. I'll take two
Vinny
of them.
and I will chest feed your kid, Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Are you there?
Don't worry
what are you
about
wearing,
that,
baby.
Okay, so let's go to the next story. Is what we're going to go to. We're gonna skip the story here because it upset Adam. We don't want to upset.
No,
Adam.
I'm the only one who actually commented.
I commented.
Okay. All right,
what
so,
else? What else
yeah,
you
we
guys
noticed.
got? I'm not running from it.
Yeah. So let's go.
Tom?
And by the way, guys, Rob, why did this story even get added? How did the story get added? Do you remember?
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I think Adam
It was a crazy morning.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That's the
chance I
chance.
requested
The
it, guys.
story is here. I'm giving the instruction. I follow what
I'm
being-
trolling
You just
myself.
told the
Is that
big
what's
man
going
tells
on
you to
here?
do,
All right.
Pat.
Well,
Then listen. Let's just change the story to something.
No,
little
let's
bit
keep
more.
talking lighter.
I'm gonna go to something
very
different.
Let's go
something
after
different.
this story. Maybe
Elon's
it's a
girlfriend having
necessary
trouble with housing.
Let
Here,
transition
Pat.
to a
Change
different story.
gears.
Christian revival, belief in God triples amongst 18 to 24-year-old.
Amen.
And this is in Britain, by the way. So let's go to page 14 and see what these guys are doing in the UK, because we had some issues with the UK this past week. Apparently, they're not fans of Menect in the UK, and the Times wrote a story about this. But let me go to the story here for you guys. Here we go. YouGov's tracker and religious beliefs show the number of 18 to 24-year-olds in Britain professing belief in God rose from 16% in August of 2021 to 45% in holy 181% increase, with Lancastrian priest Father Damien Feeney stating the growing number of young people interested in faith comes from a need for structure, shape, and routine in their life and a desire for stability at a time when otherwise life can seem destabilized. A 56% increase in monthly churches attendance from 3.7 million to 5.8 million between 2018 and 2024 was driven by younger men from 1 in 25 to 1 in 5, when women from 3% to 12%. The 18 to 24 age group is now the second most likely to attend church monthly. Feeney noted the desire for structure and order previously mentioned has led to a renewal of interest in traditional worship among young adults. The use of beauty and language, color, music, drama, and fairly classic ways has grown in appeal. Belief amongst 25 to 49-years increased 21% in 2021 to 33%. So let's see who wanted to talk about this story. Adam, I'm coming to you. What do you have thoughts on this story?
Well, as the only true Christian on the panel here, the original OG Jew in the house, I think it's great to see Christianity making a comeback, especially in the UK. I think if we learned anything, like if in America right now, you see that it's cool now to be conservative. It's cool. It's counterculture to be like, I know the difference between a man and a woman. So I think it's what's happening in the UK is they've gone so woke. They've gone so leftist. They've gone so secular that young people, Gen Z are the ones that are leading this charge, are basically saying, no. All this woke, government-infused nonsense, I'm done with this. And they're returning back to churches. And I think that's a great thing. I think there's another element to this because there's religion and there's culture. I think religion is one component. I think what's happening in the UK is they're seeing their culture change. What's the number one baby name in the UK?
Muhammad.
It's not James. It's not Henry. It's Muhammad. And I think there's a lot of Brits who are like, all right, we're tolerant. We're nice. We'll do it. We'll be appeasing to you. And there's a lot of people who are starting to say, no, not on my watch. And I see simmerings. I see on the internet, not that the internet is the tell-all, be-all, especially Twitter, but I see this urge for a holy war. And that's where it's going to happen first, right in the UK. God bless.
And I'm Pat, and I know Tom's gonna go right after me, but I mean, what great news. I know we always talk about this and politics and Newsom and the end of the world. Thank God that people are going to God and Christianity. That makes me so happy because listen, it's undeniable. Okay, go do the research. The book that you told me to read, A Case for Christ by Lee Strobel. Guys, the guy was an atheist and was like, I'm going to prove that Jesus wasn't here and he wasn't who he says who he says he was. Guess what? He made a case for Jesus Christ. He was here. Whether you believe what he was, if he was a magician or whatever you want to believe, he was here. He's the savior. I think it's awesome that it's happening. And it's not just happening there. It's happening here in the United States, okay? And Louis C.K. had a really funny joke once. He said, well, all the time, I think he's one of the best ever. He said, you know what religion won? Christianity? He goes, what year is it? 2020. It was 2022. He goes, like right now, it's 2025, right? Since when? We all keep the date, everybody, Muslim, Buddhist, of when Jesus Christ died, okay? And I think it just proves how real. There's a battle right now, bro, with evil. Tom, was it Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12? For we wrestle not with flesh and blood, but principalities against powers and rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Guys, the table is set, okay? And which side where are you going? And I think that the darker it gets, the brighter truth stands out. And I'm telling you guys, from personal experience, Assyrians and Armenians like to have a battle of who were the first Christians. There's something going on in the world, and I'm telling you, the better my life has gotten, the more truth, I'm telling you, Adam, it's going to God and going to Jesus Christ, because I'm telling you right now, especially with all this stuff that we talk about, Epstein and this and that, the only accountability factor is going to be God, period. That makes me sleep well at night because I go, if it doesn't happen here, he's going to hold everybody accountable.
Are you saying that Assyrians and Armenians battle for who the first Christian was?
I think Armenians actually have
Is this your jihad, Pat? Your struggle, your internal struggle? between a Syrian or Armenian? Who was the first Christian?
It might have
You're
been.
both.
I think it might have been.
Here's what
Armenia
I know for
was
a
the
fact.
first
I
Christian
know for a fact one of my bloodlines was
That's
first.
so he's
for
good.
me, I'm good.
he's good.
Armenian and
Yep.
Assyrian. But let me go to this. Let me give some thoughts on this, and then we can get to the next story. We'll sit here and we'll banter and we'll say all our stuff, and some of it is fun, and some of it is appropriate, and some of it is inappropriate. Sometimes we get emotional, and I can't believe this, and I can't believe that, and sometimes we drop the F-bomb too many times, and someone's got to call you out and say, hey, get your act together and don't do this. I don't like it. Kids are listening. And by the way, sometimes we say things to people and we take personal shots, which I don't like, because I want to talk to a lot of these guys. Like, as much as I don't agree with Newsom on politics, I want to sit down and have a conversation with them. I have nothing personal against the guy. He does what he does. He's got a family. He's got kids. He wants to be a good father to his kids. There's nobody that's not trying to do their best in their lives for the most part. The benefit of God entering my life and me becoming a Christian, the biggest part of it was that you had to learn forgiveness. And you had to learn that as much as you try to judge everybody else, hey, brother, you have a lot of stuff and a lot of things you did wrong that you screwed up with. That we have to get on our knees. The other day I'm with the boys, Tico and Dylan, and I said, guys, whatever you do, pray a little bit longer tonight. And I get on my knees and they're sitting there with me. Something happened, Daddy? There's something. I said, just pray a little longer today. Just pray a little longer today. Talk to God. And I sat down and I'm having the conversations. I wouldn't be who I am today without God in my life. I've said this so many times, and I'm so comfortable saying it, the fact that I'm a nobody without him, just a regular guy. I'm sitting there the other day at the cigar lounge with one of our founding members who's saying stuff to me about, well, let me tell you, what about God this, and what about God that, and what about God this? And I said, listen, bro, when I think about God, I don't think about the judge pastor that you're going to hell God. I look at it in a completely different way. I know I desperately need God. He changed my life. My life doesn't make sense. I can't believe I got lucky enough to get a green card to come to America legally. I can't believe I met a Jennifer Hudman that's now my wife that gave me 4 kids who are my 5 favorite human beings in the world when I'm around them. I cannot believe somehow I got lucky enough to get a job at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter after the Army, not having a 4-year or a 2-year degree, and a Dave Kirby, who I keep talking about him. I haven't seen this guy since 2002. Dave Kirby gave this guy, a regular guy, a job at Morgan Stanley Dean Witter, who didn't have a 4-year or a 2-year degree, when I was going up against another girl named Solmaz Rashidi, who was brilliant, got a 1560 on her SATs, ran a nightclub in Berkeley, did a 4-year program in 3.5 years, sharp as hell. It was so great sitting next to Solmaz because she was you knew she was going to do something big in her life. You just knew it. And we sat there at the same cubicle and going back and forth, and somehow I got a 78% on my Series 7 the first time I took it, and I stayed in the financial industry, then went into the insurance industry, and then this happened. Then a Life Now podcast, you guys listening to us? What? Vault conference, nearly 10,000 people to come with their husband, wife, and kids, and 21-year-old guy goes and watches Tony Robbins at, what do you call it, at San Diego Convention Center, at Long Beach Convention Center, and now he's doing 2 hours. We're going to have some massive announcements we're making at the Vault. This guy, this regular guy, you telling me I deserve this? I don't know about that. So somehow, some way, that favor changed this guy's life. He made me, as much as this doesn't make sense to you, to the people who know me, my dad would know this, he made me softer. My heart, deep down inside, there is rage in here. There is so much rage in this. And he just said, hey, man, these things are not on you. I got this. You go do all the other stuff. It's like, all right, I got it. So I'm so glad younger folks, 18 to 24, are getting exposed to this, and they're finding God, they're finding church. I'm so happy that this is taking place, and they're going through it, and it's a beautiful thing. It's a life. Who said this? Somebody said this. I think it was Johnny Cash. Being a Christian is one of the hardest things to do, or something like that. Rob, can you pull up what Johnny Cash said about being a Christian? Johnny Cash, Christian. Johnny Cash, Christian. He said something. Quotes. If you can just type in. He said something about being a Christian. Being a Christian isn't for sissies. That's what he said. It takes a real man to live for God a lot more than to live for the devil. It is hard.
Of course.
It is hard, guys, to do this. So, anyways, life-changing. Happy for those guys in UK, and I'm happy for all the other guys in America that are doing the same thing as well. Let's go to the next story here. Next story I want to get into is I'm debating between a couple of these things to get into or not. Okay, let's go into this one. I like what Marcus Lemonis said on this one here. Paulette just texted saying, Vinny has become a preacher.
Amen.
You're becoming a preacher. Awesome. Okay, so major retailer says no to California, pulls 0 punches, outlining economic reality. All right, let's see what this means. Newsom's okay. So first of all, Newsom, Bed Bath & Beyond comes out and says they're not going to be expanding in the state of California. Rob, I think this is the post video, right?
This is the pre. This is the
perfect.
announcement.
Play the pre. Cool. Fantastic. Thank you for doing that. Go ahead. Watch this, folks.
Made the decision to not open in the state of California. And while it was a big place for business in the past for Bed Bath & Beyond, it's just too cost prohibitive. At some point, some business needs to take a stand and remind the state of California that while they keep reminding us that they're the 4th largest economy in the world,
thank you.
That's going to dissipate over time.
Thank you. And by the way, you know what Newsom says? I thought Bed Bath & Beyond filed bankruptcy. Oh, there's another one by him, but let me read this as well. After their bankruptcy and closure of every store, like most Americans, we thought Bed Bath & Beyond no longer existed. We wish them well in their efforts to become relevant again as they try to open a second store. Now, he was a little bit more direct than that. So Marcus Lemonis, when you think about him, he had a show. What was it called? The Prophet or something? I think it was called The Prophet.
The Prophet.
He's actually very good. He's very good at what he does.
CNBC.
Very fair. You know, we had an exchange once on X, and then I don't know what happened afterwards, but he actually has a lot of good things to say here. Rob, if you want to play this clip on him reacting to what Newsom said to him, go for it.
Well, I think the thing that was really surprising to me is that I tried to articulate in a non-aggressive way exactly why our company wasn't going to reinvest capital in California. And what I found out this afternoon is that Governor Newsom has enough time to respond to a tweet as opposed to a private DM or having somebody reach out to remind everybody in America that in 2023, before we bought the intellectual property, that the company went out of business. We all know that Bed Bath went out of business a few years ago. Now we're trying to make a comeback. And I would think that a governor would want to attract investment, attract capital into the state. In fact, he did the opposite. He rejected it. It's a very simple model for me. As a capitalist myself, I want to do business in all 50 states, and I want to do business with all people of all political parties. That's part of being a capitalist. But what I don't want to do is put my shareholders, my employees, and myself in a situation where we're regulated to a zero. And we don't want to spend $100 million coming into California and then find out that the state's going to take it all and waste it all.
Sounds reasonable. Sounds fair. Sounds like common sense. Tom, your thoughts?
Well, it is common sense and it is reasonable. And he was being fair about it. He was saying, you know, words talk, numbers scream. The regulatory environment and these taxes and this and this and this is making it tough for us to make a comeback. And I don't think Gavin Newsom was 100% briefed on this. Because if he was fully briefed after their bankruptcy and closure of every store, we thought they no longer existed. You know, I don't know if he understands that this is a comeback. I don't know if he understands that this is jobs to come back. Because if I was a governor, you know, why would I say something like that unless maybe I just take my economy for granted, or I really don't care, or I've just got other motives and other things that I'm planning. I hope Marcus and them who are taking the intellectual property, and what he means by that, he's taking their brand and he's trying to make a comeback and to do so in a way that would make it a profitable enterprise. And he's being very reasonable about it. And the comment by the governor, I just don't think that's a good comment. Maybe it's coming from, you know, that the group of social media people that don't look like they are operators and run businesses. Nope. I'm not going to pick on what they look like. I'm just saying, are they operators? Do they run businesses? Oh, this guy said something about California. We have to punch back. That's what it kind of feels like. And so Gavin Newsom dutifully goes out and punches back when he should be lending a hand up. And you know who lends hands up? Guys like Greg Abbott, guys like Ron DeSantis. They're like, really? You want to make a comeback and get jobs here? How can we work together on this? How can I get Jimmy Petronas, the CFO, to talk to you and help you here in the state of Florida? How do I get Economic Development Commission to maybe give you a hand? And where are you going to put your warehouses? Where are you going to put jobs? You know, have you looked at some of our areas that have got plenty of people and where you could put warehouses in place to help you out? What do we want to do together? Instead, this is, oh man, I thought you died. That just to me seems so kind of tin ear and deaf.
And it's those, but Tom, it's though like we just showed, like that's not even Gavin Newsom. It's that team of people having that freaking attitude. And like
I'm crediting that. I'm saying maybe he just reposted what they did.
You're going to a good place. Please keep going with your saying.
So what I'm saying is that's not you. And you nailed it when you're like, he's like, when you guys are both like, he's wishy-washy chameleon. Now you hire this PR team, whatever the hell they're called, to have this attitude of like this, you're going against the system. You're not going against Trump. This is a guy that has a freaking company, bro. Bed Bath & Beyond, I would go there almost every other week for buying stuff for my freaking apartment in LA. And you're number one in unemployment. Now you're losing another freaking company. People are leaving your state. Companies now are leaving your state. And it's like, what are you doing? Can anybody name one thing that's honestly, and I'm being dead serious, what's one positive thing that the governor is doing to California? Anybody? Bueller? Anybody? Nothing is going right. Nothing is going right. And you mean to tell me this guy is the front runner for the president of the Democratic Party? But guys, when and I'm not being that guy.
Easy, I don't think he's there yet, but.
No, Tom, okay, if you guys had to pick right now, who the Democratic Party, besides you saying J.B. Pritzker? Well, it's J.B. and who?
Let me tell you, Gavin Newsom's going to be on stage with all the rest starting the primaries, but J.B. Pritzker is the one that's got the support of the machine. And so you always got to wait. Remember, you have all this buzz, all these things. Mike Huckabee all of a sudden was knighted that he was going to be the candidate. And then one state later, one election later, it's like, oh, well, maybe in your zone you are. I want to see Gavin Newsom in a primary that is somewhere east of Reno.
Yeah. No,
I don't think he's going to play very well.
But here's how this works. Let me tell you how this works. You know, people see a guy and they try to be like him. There's only one guy that was able to be like Mike. His name was Kobe Bryant. He's no longer with us. Okay, he was fantastic to watch. Everybody else tried to be like Mike. There was only one guy that was like Mike. Okay. You know, when you think about Rodman, there was only one Rodman. A lot of people try to be a Rodman. But there's literally only one Rodman. Rodman would average 2 points a game and 19 rebounds a game. Yeah. He really didn't like to score. It's only one Rodman. He was weird, bless you. Just a different type of guy, right? You know, there's only one Trump. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to try to be Trumps. Trump, trust me, there's a lot of guys that are trying to be that guy. But, you know, the difference is he's actually trying to broker deals, and he understands black people. He understands business owners. He understands what people who are pro-Israel and what people are anti-Israel. He understands both of their arguments. I'm saying, I don't know why. I get it. Hey, he's starting to be a little bit too much. Why are they doing this? He understands, but he tries to understand both sides, and then he pushes his agenda. I'm not telling you he's going to support you, but he at least sits there and tries to understand. You talk to small business owners like you're above business owners, Gavin. You're not above business owners. You talk to business owners as if they need you. They don't need you. You need voters. Voters don't need you. See, for us, we run a business. Last night, we had 7 people that flew in a private jet. They flew in here, business, walked through. They did their meeting. They left. And then last night on the way home, I stopped by the cigar lounge and I see them outside. They're doing a video and I just pull up. And I'm like, oh, shoot, the guy, wait, what? We're not, oh my God. And I'm talking to them, right? I'm just having a conversation with them. And he says, you know what? We've been to a lot of businesses. Everybody here at Valuetainment treats us royally. Everybody. I said, you know what's funny when you say that? So do you know why? I said, because since I was 24, 25 years old, I demanded good treatment of me. I wanted it, but I was a nobody. And so to get that kind of treatment, guess what you got to do? You have to work your ass off to be somebody to get that kind of treatment. You got to pay for it because high quality service costs money. You want to go to Ritz? High quality service. You want to go to Motel 6? $49 a night. Pick and choose. You ain't getting no service at Motel 6. You want high service? Go to a 3 Michelin star restaurant. You should demand high service. Go to Le Louis. Go to some of these big restaurants. You go to McDonald's expecting a 5-star service, you're a fool. Now, In-N-Out figured out a way how to do it. Chick-fil-A figured out how to do it. They did very well. Yesterday, one of our clients who runs a Chick-fil-A, he's an owner of Chick-fil-A, been with the organization 15 years, but he's been an owner for about a year and a half. One Chick-fil-A restaurant of his does $16 million a year.
16?
One restaurant does $16 million a year, right?
Damn.
But it's what? Treatment. Newsom doesn't treat business owners right. If I ever had the itch of, like, there's a part of me is like, just drop the whole thing and go for a run for governor in California. Zero chance I'm doing it. So don't connect me. I'd save your money. Yeah. Zero chance I'm doing it. But if I ever did and I wanted to go back, just the freaking itch that I got to go and say, here's what we're going to be doing. Dude, we would bring so many businesses back with a handful of policies. We would bring so many businesses back with a handful of policies. But unfortunately, this guy's got no appreciation for small business owners. Adam.
I fully agree with you. I mean, this is why America is so sick of politicians. This is why everyone you talk to is like, I just want a business owner. I want a businessman in the Oval Office. I want someone who actually has done something before to lead this country or to lead my state or to lead my community here, not just some politician. Because in business, we all know that if your product sucks, you go out of business. If your policies suck, like Gavin Newsom, you'll get reelected. No problem. The difference is in business, and I learned this being around Valuetainment and BDC every single day, is a business owner will put their own money on the line, and if it doesn't work, they're out of business. A politician will take your money and tax your money. No problem. It's not their money. We have $37 trillion in debt, and we're talking about nonsense every day. I actually totally respect Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yes, MTG. She went on Megyn Kelly the other day, and I totally understood what she was coming from, because she's like, from a business perspective, stop spending all this money on other things that don't focus on the American people. I was like, I agree. I totally agree. In business, it comes down to results. In politics, it just comes down to broken promises. And that's what's going on here. By the way, Marcus Lemonis, little fun fact, he's going to be a billionaire if he's not a billionaire already. I had the opportunity to speak with him on stage a couple of years ago. My friend Melissa was putting on an event here in Miami, Epic Talks. He was the keynote speaker, and I spoke right before him, and I gave a speech about the key to success is what I call the 3 R's: relationships, reputation, and revenue. Relationships matter, obviously, whether it's relationships, friendships, partnerships, reputation. Your reputation precedes you. Before you walk in the door, your reputation is what it is. And at the end of the day, revenue, if you're not making money, what's the point of doing this? He gets up there, he goes, yeah, nice speech, that's great, and gives an hour speech about the importance of relationships. If you ever watch his show, The Prophet, Marco Simone, shout out to you, he's getting his hands dirty. He's in there. He's talking about people. He's giving people hugs. Relationships, relationships, relationships. This guy would be a great politician. He's like the anti-Gavin Newsom, because he's actually done it before. So awesome. Respect to him.
All right, let's go to let's do 1 or 2 stories here and wrap up in 8 minutes. I'm trying to see which one do we want. You know what story I want to show? Rob, I don't know if we can show this video or not. But what happened with Kentucky judge? The guy that got gunned down. We probably can't show that clip, right?
I think they stop at PBD every single time something happens. They pause it, so you're not going to see anything graphic. You don't see. They don't show anything graphic.
Well, guys, I'm going to show you this, and I just want to. I really want to show this because of what people do when they use their power in this way. But I'm giving you in a way to brace for impact. Kids, give you 5 seconds. Don't move the clip. Yeah. Give you 5 seconds. Kids don't need to watch this clip here. Adults only, and I'm giving you the warning in advance. Here's a judge in Kentucky, okay, who was gunned down by sheriff. What? By a sheriff, okay? Allegedly ran sex rings in his chambers. What?
Yep.
True story?
Judge?
A judge.
Yes.
Right. So, Rob, can you do me a favor? Can you separate the 2 clips, right? Find the lady above first, then we'll show what the sheriff did to him, okay? If you can do that, because I want to show exactly what she said. The clip is out there. Ty Adams alleged on News Nation Banfield that District Judge Kevin Mullins, shot by Sheriff Sean Mickey Steins in his Letcher County chambers on September 8, 2024, ran a sex for favor scheme stating, we would do sex parties and perform shows and have sex with them for money, things like that. What? Watch this interview and just see what this judge was doing. Go ahead, Rob.
I mean, you're saying it like it's so normal, but I just want to make sure. Yeah. So the judge would have sex with inmates from the jail?
Yes.
And you saw it?
Yes. I was part of it.
I was one of them. Not just from being in jail, like coming in off the street and seeing them. Yeah.
How did they keep it a secret?
It wasn't a secret. Wasn't a secret.
Why did you feel like you had to have sex with the judge?
Because he's the one with the power. He holds my entire life in his hands. He's the one that makes the decisions over whether I get to keep my children or not. He's the one that makes the decisions on whether I go to jail.
Did anything ever happen to you in the jail?
Yeah.
I mean, because you talk about having sex with the judge, but that was mostly when you were out, right? Trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Did the judge ever say, you have to do this, or if you do this,
you come see me 3 times and we'll take care of this. If it's a ticket or something, or you get some minor charge, some petty charge. Come visit me a few times, we'll take care of it.
He would say that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And how many women do you think were also doing this?
Total over the years, hundreds.
Hundreds?
Yeah.
Hundreds.
And not just for the women who had charges. Like if your man or somebody, your child is in there, then you could go see him for that too.
Okay, so you saw that, okay? Then this is what happens. Now you can go back to the clip on the bottom and show what happens. Watch this, folks. So that's the sheriff.
Yeah, just to let
the
them know.
judge is sitting there to the left. Once again, kids, they're not watching this. Go ahead, Rob.
It's so normal, but I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
So the judge would have sex with inmates from the jail.
So boom, and he shoots him once. You're not going to see it. He's down.
I was one of them.
And then the sheriff.
Not just from being in jail, like coming in off the street and seeing him.
You can't see it. Boom, they pause.
How did
Pause
they keep
it.
it
And
a
then
secret?
he's about to leave.
It wasn't a secret.
While he's about to leave.
And
Wasn't
again,
secret.
he wants to go back. He makes sure he kills him.
Why did you feel like
You can pause it right there. So, yeah, that's a very strange story. Vinny, your thoughts on the story here?
And think about this. I mean, taking it into your own hands. I mean, in that moment, the heat of passion. I mean, unless it was somebody that was directly involved.
Do we know why the sheriff did that, Tom? You wanted to talk about the story. Do we know why the sheriff did that?
It appears that the sheriff had like a nervous breakdown and took the law into his own hands and just decided, this is what I'm going to do. Because that was, if you take a look at that, he's in there, he's standing there, he looks like calm, like rational, and then he just executes him. Do you see how steady he was? Yeah. That was just like a straight execution. And the story coming out leads you to believe it's like, there's a trial that happened in Europe a long time ago where a woman walked in and executed the guy that was on trial, who was on the stand, and she just walked in, pulled it out, leveled up, and then fired 3 shots, killed him. You have the story of the man whose son had been abused, and he knew that the perpetrator was going to go through the airport with the police escort, and he acted like he was on a payphone at the airport. And as the guy walked by, he turned, boom, executed him, and then dropped the gun and raised his hands. And you heard the cops saying, "No, Gary, no, not this way, not this way," because they knew it was the father. When I think of those and I see this, it just appears that this sheriff, apparently, they said he had like a nervous breakdown, but he also said, I'm sick of this and I'm taking care of it. And that's what appears that has happened here. And this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to get justice. But if that woman is right, and you're talking hundreds of people, then this is like Walking Tall, where the mob ran the county,
The Rock,
until Sheriff Buford Pusser but he did it the right way. Remember, he did it the right way to get justice, and the mob ultimately killed
they called
him
it
for
sextortion. And there's multiple cases. Another one is another individual, Sabrina Atkins, referenced videotape showing sexual activities in the judge's chamber involving Mullins. These recordings emerged from an unrelated 2022 investigation into a deputy sheriff found guilty of sex crimes. So when they ask what the defense is, the motive was unclear motives. Authorities have not found a clear motive tied to the alleged sex scandal, and possibility remains under investigation. Defense is emotional disturbance and potential insanity plea. Stein's defense has indicated the shooting was not premeditated, framing it as crime committed in the heat of passion due to extreme emotional disturbance. They have even signaled intent to use an insanity defense in some filings. So as of August 2025, as of right now, Steins, the shooter, the sheriff, is still in jail without bond. Defense lawyers have requested a $50,000 cash or property bond, arguing he poses no flight risk, where prosecutors oppose, citing Kentucky law that bars bail for capital offense charge. Adam.
Yeah, well, there's two crazy stories happening right here. Number one, we're getting a little too comfortable with this vigilante justice thing that's going on here. Obviously, the biggest story that we know about that was the whole Luigi Mangione thing, just gunning down the CEO of United Healthcare just because he felt some type of way. Completely unacceptable. Now we have this sheriff in Kentucky, not premeditated, just showed up, got in an argument, and just boom, just V for Vendetta style executes this guy. Absolutely disgusting, uncalled for. This should not happen in America. We're not living in the Wild West. This ain't Tombstone. This ain't Wyatt Earp. Relax with all that. At the same time, if the inmates are running the asylum, so to speak, and the judge is running a whorehouse, it would seem, in the judge's chambers, how has this not been dealt with prior to whatever happened here? Because if the sheriff knows about it, I would assume, and people doing interviews about this, allegedly, how did this not make it into the news, into the zeitgeist of the popular culture in Kentucky? Something's very weird about this story. I don't even know if we have all the facts. I'm just putting allegedly all over this story right here, but it's disgusting. You have right now on the very surface a judge murdered in his chambers by a vigilante sheriff.
Yeah, it's so freaking weird, isn't it? How does a guy in West Palm Beach, Florida, get off on a crime and continue for 13 more years? God, how weird would that be?
Tom, I love that you went there because fantastic point. And Adam, I 1000% do not agree to him taking it in his own hands.
No,
I don't like that's. It wasn't like somebody in his family.
We have a justice system, not vigilance.
Yeah. We have I sometimes call it the injustice system. But Tom, at the same point, I don't agree with it. But Adam, when you're doing evil stuff, and we just talked about God, we just Pat did a good talk about God just freaking 5 minutes ago. When you get away from God and you're taking advantage of women, yet when you're in that dark world, that's the type of stuff that happens because that's evil coming right back at you. I don't agree with it, but that's the world that you're playing in, okay? And this, mind you, this is abuse of power from a
You're saying it's karma.
I don't believe in karma. I believe in, Adam, if you hang out with pimps, you know what I mean? Like, people see you, what are they going to assume that you are? That you're a pimp. When you're doing this type of stuff,
or maybe
bro,
a hoe.
That energy is coming around you. And my point being that this guy's a low-level judge, okay? And he got careless. He's drunk with this power. He's having sex with all these girls, and I'm going to give you this. I'll keep you out of jail. I'll let you see your kids. This is one instance. Look at how many judges are in the country. Just this past 8 years, what have we seen? That these corrupt judges that go after a freaking ex-president, they don't give a damn. And Tom made a great point. Look at the justice system with what happened with Epstein and letting him get off and giving him a sentence where he's in a jail that the door's open, he could leave and go in. Imagine that level. Imagine when we talk about this is a careless judge. What happens when it's high-level ranking ex-presidents, the Clintons, the this, the that? Bro, they're protected beyond belief. And if something leaks and the main guy behind it gets a little bit too loud or gets arrested, he gets suicided in jail. So it's corruption at the highest level. This guy was a low-level guy. It's messed up, but it happens.
Listen, there's certain people, and this is what I said. My thing with Epstein is, if that happened to someone's daughter, it takes me back to Gerard Butler's one movie that was Payback, that he seeked revenge. I don't remember the movie's name. It could have been Payback. There was another movie that Mel Gibson did that I think was called Ransom, right? Where his kid starts peeing, right? That one scene with that Christian act, yeah. So when you see this kind of stuff that happens, some people are going to take it to certain levels if you do something to their daughters or their kids. Some people are capable of doing stuff like that. No, does it make it right or wrong? No, but some people are capable. There was a UFC fighter a couple of years ago that somebody was doing something to one of his kids. You know who I'm talking about?
His nephew or his niece?
To his nephew, and he just came back and went to jail.
The Mexican fighter, Ortiz? Kane or something like that?
Kane.
Kane Lopez? Velasquez?
Velasquez.
Kane Velasquez. He goes through every Mexican name.
Yeah, Kane Velasquez is the one that went to extreme measures to go fight and defend his
But wait,
family.
I think he shot at the guy, right, Pat?
Yeah, it was February 22nd. The man who Velasquez already intended to shoot had been arrested prior to shooting the allegedly committing child sexual abuse on Velasquez's son at a daycare owned by,
my God.
family. Was later released from custody on a personal recognizable bond. So this is the part. Every once in a while in life, Mike Tyson said something. Okay, you can act as hard as you want until you get punched in the face. Every once in a while, you meet someone that handles vengeance in a different way. Okay, they say leave it up to God.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
There was a story of a teacher who's an atheist gets up and says, "Prove to me there's a God. If there's a God right now, prove to me. Prove to me there's a God. Show me a sign, lightning, something." A guy gets up, a Marine gets up and goes punches a guy in the face. He says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Well, God told me to." You said, "Show you a sign." I'm showing you a sign. There's a God. Got punch in the face right now.
Boom.
God.
That's God.
But I mean, obviously, we're not saying, guys, we're not saying go punch your teacher in the face.
So if you're a
All we're
Marine.
saying is every once in a while in life, you meet the types of people that are true believers that are willing to go to measures others are not. Rob, what is this that just came in right now?
This came out about an hour ago. President Trump has had the press loaded into vans at the White House for an unexpected movement. And then there's reports coming out that there's an emergency statement coming from the Oval Office today at noon.
Now, he's not deporting the press. They're not being put in
No,
those
they're
vans.
not going to.
They're just going to another location where the
They need to
president's
do an
going to have a
emergency
press
podcast.
conference.
President at noon today for an announcement. The basis of that, we don't have full information yet, but we also just got a notice from the pool that they've been loaded into the vans for a movement this morning that was not on the schedule. No clear details yet on where the president is going, but it sounds like they might be on the move here very soon. Dana.
I love off the records. Okay, well, stand by and let us know what you hear. Thanks.
So, Rob, we have no clue what it is.
No, and then Trump did speak this morning about the John Bolton raid as well.
Let's see what he said real quick. Let's see what he said here.
What he's saying. Life. When I hired him, he served a good purpose.
Trump was
because,
right
as you know,
about
he was
everything.
one of the people that forced Bush to do the ridiculous bombings in the Middle East. Bolton, he wants to always kill people, and he's very bad at what he does. But he worked out great for me because every time he doesn't talk, he's like a very quiet person, except on television. If he could say something bad about Trump, he'll always do that. But he really doesn't talk. He's quiet. And I'd walk into a room with him with a foreign country, and the foreign country would give me everything because they said, "Oh no, they're going to get blown up because John Bolton's there." He's not a smart guy, but he could be a very unpatriotic guy. I mean, we're going to find out. I know nothing about it. I just saw it this morning. They did a raid.
Do you expect the DOJ to brief you on this?
Yeah, they'll brief me probably today sometime.
And Foreign Minister.
I don't want to. I tell Pam and I tell the group. I don't want to know, but just you have to do what you have to do. I don't want to know about it. It's not necessary. I could know about it. I could be the one starting it. I'm actually the chief law enforcement officer, but I feel that it's better this way.
Foreign Minister Lavrov said no meeting is planned right now between Putin and Zelensky. Absent that meeting, what are the
Can we acknowledge it because you said it? The president of the United States is wearing a hat that says, "I was right about everything."
He is so
funny.
With his
says-
numbers on the side.
They'll brief me later. I don't know about it. I could know about it. I'm the top law enforcement guy. I might know about it. I wouldn't know. But, I don't know. They'll tell me later. I don't know.
It wasn't everything, but he's been right about a lot.
Okay. All right, gang. Those are the two stories we wanted to show you guys. God bless. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye-bye.
Peace.